I'll take you for a ride on the devil's ship. I'll take you for a ride where you sink or swim. Now come with me and let this story begin.
Sonia,
Hey.
welcome back. Well, first time in English.
Yes, first time in English for me. Actually, it's the first time I speak English almost in public.
I do it all the time.
Instagram, yes. So you're gonna help me if I don't know a word or something.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do one in English
Okay.
because I did a lot of podcasts, but they're all in French, and there's so many of my people who cannot listen or watch anything I do.
Like,
and
people
they
that follow
really
you?
want to. Even people who like wrote in comments, you should put subtitles, and some people even did some closed caption with softwares like automatic
It's
closed
never
caption.
correct.
Yes, that's why, and we always overlap each other when we speak, so it's not possible for them to listen to anything. So it's the first time they're gonna hear me speaking about anything, actually. So I'm very happy to do one in English. It was a big goal of mine in
Good.
2022.
We're happy to
So thank you for
accommodate.
that.
What'd you do this week? I saw there was a major party. All of the biggest
Which
whores,
one?
all the biggest
Okay,
whores
this
in
one.
Quebec got together. I wasn't invited. I think I thought I was a big enough whore, but I guess not.
You're not whore enough.
What was that club? It looked huge. What was that thing?
It wasn't huge. It was a average size strip club.
Okay. What was it? It was like an appearance, like how rappers do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be at this club, and then
So Hélène,
Yeah.
la fille de Lucam, Hélène Boudreau, was doing a feature there. She was hired by the strip club to do a
I knew
feature
that.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had asked her
She
because I thought I was like, "What are you telling jokes?" She's like, "No, because of her face.
She tried to say to tell a few jokes, but
It didn't work.
I was kind of drunk at that time, so I don't really remember. I have videos,
Okay.
but I didn't have enough courage to watch them yet.
Okay.
I transferred them to her.
And she's
So
gonna
how-
vet them.
How this started is that it was supposed to be, how do you say 5 à 7 in English? Like after hour? No, happy hour?
Happy hour, right?
A happy hour, but in French it's
Besides
5
not
to
paying
7.
attention, but I think it's happy hour. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you say 5 to 7 in French. So she invited me to the 5 to 7 at her suite in Four Seasons Hotel.
Just to hang out, just chill.
Just hang out, just meet some of the girls in the industry. We were just supposed to have like champagne and sushis and do some videos and just
Also,
have
the
fun
plan
there.
wasn't to go to the club
For
and
me.
destroy everything.
For me.
Okay.
But then they were like, there's a limo involved. And I was like, oh my God, I really want to do the
And it was a
limo
big one.
thing.
It was like the Hummer
It was
limos,
a
eh?
huge fucking limo. It was my first limo, believe it or not.
Really?
Yes. So then I was like, I'm going to get in the limo. And then I knew they had this thing at the strip club in Terrebonne. It's pretty far.
Okay, it was in Terrebonne. Okay.
Yeah. And I had a big shoot the morning after. Morning for me. Like for me, it's morning.
Okay, the afternoon.
The afternoon, early afternoon.
7 p.m.
It was, oh my God. It wasn't too much of a morning. It was like 2 p.m.
Okay, come on. That's
But after, I would have needed it to start at 7 p.m. because I'm going to tell you my fucking night.
I'm listening, yeah.
No idea. So we did the limo thing. We did the Four Seasons happy hour. We stayed there for many hours. It was so cool. And then after that, we left in the limo. And then we shot a lot of content that is not going to be anywhere but our OnlyFans after that in the
At the
limo.
hotel. And in the limo.
In the limo.
Oh,
yes,
shit.
I know. The driver couldn't stand us anime. He was
Is Hélène
so fed
still
up.
mobile because of the...
No, she's not mobile.
God.
That's what's so cool. I kept on like, I'm on your podcast. I kept on wanting to fuck myself with her crotch.
If anybody doesn't know, it looks like you're taking advantage of a handicapped girl.
I kind of am. It was all consensual.
Obviously,
She thought it was cool. But then, yeah, we did some content there. And then we reached the strip club because it was like, four bottles of champagne ago, I really wanted to only do the happy hour, but then I was like, yes, sir.
Yeah, because you were fucking trashed. So you
Not
just
trash, no. I was the most sober of them all. I just want to say because,
After 4 bottles of champagne?
yes, champagne don't get me drunk.
Okay.
It gets me horny.
Okay. Oh,
Weirdly
shit.
enough.
So you went to the strip club.
Yes.
And you were ready
I
to
was
party.
like, I'm going to see titties. I was so happy with that. And I really wanted to be there for Hélène as well. She was pretty nervous about that. It was the first time that she met her fans in person, not online.
It's cool that she had the homies that you guys went with her.
Yes. Oh yeah. The limo was full. We had to not kick out, but we had to choose who's gonna go because we had too many people for the limo.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So yeah, the driver said you cannot go you cannot all go in because I have 8 seatbelts. I was like, seatbelts? We're in a fucking limo.
Yeah, you have seatbelts, but no one's gonna use them, dude.
No one ever used them. We were.
I didn't even know limos had seatbelts.
Yeah, me neither. I never even saw that. When we went in, I was like, where the fuck are they? They weren't even there. He just.
Isn't it funny? The limo driver, he's got like a bunch of girls from OnlyFans, and then
weird.
You're there, and he's like, "This is the time to be a nerd."
Exactly.
Lady, do you have your seatbelt on?
Oh my god! Everyone's ass was out. Like,
yeah. And he cares about the seatbelt. Sir, her vagina's hanging out. Like
exactly.
the seatbelt is the least of your worries right now.
So Ellen told us, like, we were like, how do we dress for this night? How do we dress? And she was like, street whore.
It is a strip club, yeah.
Yeah, but even for the Four Seasons, even for the limo, I was
She said street whore.
Street whore was her.
It's
her
very
thing.
specific.
Yeah.
That's not high-end escort.
No, street whore. And everyone understood the assignment. But me, I think, I'm a modest person. I didn't feel super comfortable being
You showed up as a
naked.
stormtrooper? Because they were cosplaying.
That much. I had a see-through dress, but it was still a long-sleeve dress and long dress, but I was in lingerie.
It was more
underneath.
elegant than street whore.
It was a mix between trashy and elegant. I think I pulled that off pretty awesomely.
But that was not the assignment.
But no, yeah, everyone looked like they could be picked up by cars on the street, and I wasn't. I wasn't plut enough, as we said. Like,
one of them shows up with
plut.
a crack pipe. You're like, fuck, you're taking this seriously. I committed to a bit. I committed.
They all went to the sex shop to get their outfits the day before, and
the sex shop sells outfits?
Yes, but street whore outfits, though.
Okay.
Yeah. So I finally found something to wear. So then we arrive at the strip club. Oh my god, I'm gonna say so many things I should not. I don't care. The owner, manager, whatever, the guy who was supposed to deal with the night, I guess.
Was he good, the manager? Okay, that's all the answer I needed.
He was very high on something like coke, I guess. He was like,
oh, that's coke, yeah.
Ellen, and he was just like super loud and being all over the place. I was like, this guy is so fucking scary. And at that moment, I realized everyone just jumped on Ellen. She wasn't even out of the limo. People, her fans are fucking nuts. At this moment, I stopped drinking.
You should have hired Poseidon for security. That we have him.
That's all what we were missing. Actually, we all agreed that next time we need a bodyguard.
Yeah,
that's
he would have kicked most of Ted Bun's ass.
with my heels, I was the fucking bodyguard. At this time, I stopped drinking, and I was just trying to make Ellen's life easier because she was very, very solicited everywhere,
and she has
super
fucking
nervous,
crutches
and crutches and everything.
She can't
and the
even
bar
get
was
away.
so full. I think it was twice the capacity of the bar. It was people were just like standing up and just all jammed up together. There was way too many people in this bar, and it was all big men, like tall men. So it's kind of intimidating. Exactly.
Yeah.
So then we went at the VIP booth, and then we had such a hard time even getting alcohol from the bar. They were like, no, you need to pay your alcohol. I was like, you organized this night for Hélène, and then she has to pay her own alcohol. Like, she already paid her limo and everything. Like,
that's some low budget shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like it was that, but then we screamed loud enough, so we had alcohol after that. But still.
They're like comedy bookers a bit, because in comedy we have like sketchy bookers like that. There's always a shitty place you go to, and all the good places, if you show up, they have your drink. Like the Bordel, for example, you drink, like they take care of you. They make sure you're happy and you do your stuff. And then you have shitty club owners that you go there, and it's almost like they're doing you a favor.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the comedian's here. It's like, yeah, you charge for tickets, dickhead. Well, why are you mad at me? You want me to go?
You're doing the party. You're doing the night. How could we not? Like, it just didn't make sense. I didn't care paying for my alcohol, but at least Hélène.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Give her a bottle on the house?
Yeah. She had a sex game show. That's what she was doing on the stage.
Oh, she was like matching people together and stuff?
No, she was
Isn't it
doing,
mostly
like,
dudes
it was
in
more
there?
like challenges, and then guys would come on the stage.
Isn't it mostly guys in there, though?
Mostly guys. Yeah.
Did it get a little
I would
homoerotic?
say, and 10% women.
Okay.
Including us.
So how do you play that game with just dudes?
It was only dudes that she needed. It was just okay, the guy who's gonna do the most push-up on her.
Okay.
The guy who's gonna get undressed the fastest, stuff like that. Like, it was just like kind of cheap games, but it was kind of cool. Like,
just entertain.
Yeah, exactly. And so many people threw money at her. I don't know if you saw her Instagram.
Yeah, I saw.
It's crazy. It looks like a big night in an American
I sent her
strip
a
club.
big like.
Yeah, I was so happy about
Make
that.
your money.
She made so much money, and in a dollar store bag as well. It was so funny. I didn't know that was the dollar store bag she carried the whole night. I didn't know there was so much money in it. I was just like, it's so fucking BS, genre, welfare. How do you call that? It just looked like so
It's
funny.
a Dollarama bag?
The big green bag.
Thousands of dollars
but
in there.
it was like full of money, full American money, and Canadian money was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of Americans came up for that, or it was just Canadian dudes that had American money.
I guess people just went to have some $1 bills.
Just to have fun.
Yeah, just like to do, I don't know.
Make it rain.
Cardi B video clip. Like, that's the kind of thing you see. Yeah. But there was a lot of Canadian money as well. So, and I was kind of the, oh my God, how do you call it? Animatrice de foule. You know, the person who's in the show.
You were like the MC.
Yeah, is it an MC? So that was my job to make sure, because she was kind of worried. After that, she didn't need me because people were just going nuts about her. But she was kind of worried that the party wouldn't start because she's in crutches. Maybe she won't be able to put on a show. But then she didn't need me at all. I was just there like screaming my lungs out. And then at some point we lost her. So I was trying to find her. She had
Just hear the clicks.
Yeah, that's the thing. No, it was so loud. It was crazy. So at some point, I was trying to find her, and she was outside just being surrounded with people. Her assistant, I think she was counting money somewhere. She was left alone outside. And at this moment, the mama in me just came so strongly.
Oh, you thought maybe she was going to get kidnapped?
I was like, alcohol did that a little bit to me, but
what are they gonna do? Fight her?
Bodyguard? Oh no, people were crazy. Okay, I saw people coming to her, just insulting her, screaming at her.
Oh, hold on.
Why the fuck are you in this club? If
This
you
is at
hate
the
her?
strip club?
Yes, I had like
Dudes
3
paid
or
money to
4
go into a
people.
strip club to yell at a hooker?
Yes, I had like
Or she's not even yell at the stripper that was
3 or
there?
4 men.
What?
The joke's on them.
Yes,
The fuck?
exactly.
That's
Why
absurd.
the fuck are you in fucking Terrebonne?
You made the trip to Terrebonne to
Yes.
tell. What did it say? I hate you. Take more of my money. I hate you, whore.
Do you
That's
love
absurd.
yourself, Ellen? Do you love your body? Do you love yourself? Are you proud of what you do? Like in her.
You
oh my
paid
God.
me. You just
Yes,
paid to see
exactly.
me.
You paid to be there.
Are you
Made
proud of
freaking sense.
paying money
Are
to
you
see me?
Exactly. I had like 3 or 4 guys kicked out of the bar because they were not even like positively on her, like really negatively. Like at the moment they got drunk, they wanted to slut shame her. I don't know, but she is super fucking cool with this kind of thing. Which was
Yeah, but you're at a
so
strip club,
impressive.
bro.
Yes. Why are you slut shaming people in a strip club? It makes no sense.
The parallels with comedy are hilarious. Like how we get the people like, you think that joke's funny? You can't say it. Everything's a joke to you? Yeah, we're in a comedy club. Everything is a joke, you fucking retard.
You think your father would be proud right now?
Yeah, exactly. You think your father would be proud right now? Yeah. Oh, that doesn't make sense. Just don't go. Why would you go and make fun of her?
Exactly. People were really like.
Plus, she's actually, people don't know, she's nice.
Yes.
Like, and
she was so nice with everyone all the night. I cannot believe, like, only the owner of the place at some point, she was like, okay, get the fuck out. That's the only time of the night she lost her shit. The only time of the night that I was
after a
so
few hours of abuse,
happy
yeah.
she did. He was always in her bubble so much. I wanted to punch the guy for hours before that. Like I got aggressive. I got very mama with her. So
Next time, hire our head of security here.
I don't know why you guys weren't there. It would have been so fucking perfect. Yes,
No,
I know you guys would just trailblaze people in the.
I think I wouldn't. I'll tell you, in the beginning, I might like it because there's going to be zero attention on any of us. It's all a bunch of dudes. Even if they're podcast fans, they're just gonna like the chicks. But then after a while, 'cause I don't like too many drunk people around me. He knows.
Yeah,
I get. You know, what's up, bro? It fucking pisses me off. So I can't handle that type of night for too long. It has to be
have no
compartmentalized, and I have to be like if we go to a bar or a club or something, and Mike's there, we have to be in our own section. I don't
especially
like
with
having
Mike.
strange. Oh, with Mike, it's work because Mike.
Yeah.
The other thing
People
with Mike
love him
is
so much.
people don't just come up. People will stare. So it's like, at least come up, take a photo or something. But the fact that they'll do this from a distance, so there's 8 guys doing this, it's like lemurs. It's fucking weird. So I don't like the
Yeah,
overwhelmingness.
at
I
least
like
come say hi and then go.
Yeah, I don't mind any of that.
Yeah.
I'll take photos. I don't care about.
Yeah,
But I don't like the hovering Hovering
Yeah.
bugs me.
People were asking for selfies so much that at some point she started to charge $20 for selfies. I was
So
like,
smart.
this is hustling right there.
Yeah, that's a hustle.
Man, I was so proud of her. She had so much money only with the selfies.
I would never do that myself. It would look insane.
I don't know how many selfies she took, and I don't know how tired she was.
I'm only going to start charging women. Like $20, sweetheart.
$20.
It's like, what? Go fuck yourself.
People were fucking nuts. I had like 4 selfies taken with people who recognized me in the night. I was exhausted. Can you believe how much? I don't know how many she took. It was fucking nuts.
You guys
It
are
was crazy.
famous.
And me too, as you said, you cannot handle drunk people too long.
Yeah, I don't like drunk
I'm
people.
not a bar person. I know we see each other a lot in bars and stuff, but clubs and this kind of place is not my thing. I've never been in a club, maybe once because I was socially pushed to do it.
Yeah.
But I hate this kind of place. And drunk people, I don't have a lot of patience.
I'm the same.
Seriously, I stopped.
I feel like it takes too much energy.
Oh, it takes so much
You're
energy,
trying to
especially when you're trying to
negotiate.
protect your friend. Because everyone was drunk. Seriously, I stopped counting how many drinks were spilled on me after 14. 14. I stopped counting. People were just spilling
Yeah, I
their
can't.
drinks. I was so happy I was barely dressed.
You're
because
making me anxious.
it was so okay. And I'm keeping you the best part of this night, for me at least.
Okay.
When I went to get her outside, I was like, okay, it's enough, guys. So I brought her back, but she had her crutches. And even without
There's
the
something funny
crutches,
about that.
even without the crutches, it was so complicated to just go through people because our VIP booth was at the end of the bar. So I just decided to be the trailblazer. Like I would just make some room for
You were
her.
like a little tank.
Yes, exactly. I really did it. So then when we arrived at the end, I was pretty much body slamming people, not too hard, but hard enough so they move. Let's say, and at some point we almost arrived to the booth, and then I kind of body slammed a woman, which I didn't even see was a woman, and then she was like, "Excuse me."
Some lady that you hit?
Yeah, like I don't know, late 30s women, and then I didn't see any woman of the whole night, so I thought she was just drunk and wanted to just fight with the first person who would just like body slam her or something. So I said something.
Maybe she was
like,
one of the strippers.
I
There
don't know
were
who it
strippers
was.
at
I
the
was
strip
just
club,
like
right?
at this point, I was just on a fucking mission. I didn't even have fun anymore. Oh yeah, we lost the limo, so that's why we were still there. We were supposed to leave at 1 a.m. We lost.
He left?
I want to say we, but Ellen lost the
He
number,
left?
the phone number of the limo.
What was he doing? Isn't he supposed to wait?
We sent people walking on the street to try to find him taking a nap in his limo somewhere. I don't know where he was. We all said, okay, maximum 1 a.m. we're gone. And we lost the number, so we had like to wait until 3 a.m.
But
that
where
the
did
guy
he?
comes
Why
back.
did he leave so far away?
I don't know where he was. I have no idea. He wasn't on the street. We sent people. He wasn't there.
He's a good
that's why
limo driver.
At this point, I was fed up. I was not even drunk anymore. I was just trying to protect her and just trying to make the night not a disaster. So then I body slammed the girl, right? And she's like, "Excuse me." It's like super aggressive. So I thought she was just drunk and wanted to fight or something. So I just said, "Are you gonna throw a tantrum or what?" And then I just left while having a eye contact with her. And then I left, and then she grabbed me and pulled me back to
Holy
her.
shit!
And she was like, "Excuse me." She really screamed at me. I was like, and she was so small. I looked down. It was a female police officer.
Oh, it was a real police or a stripper police
No,
officer?
it was a real police
And she
officer.
was smaller than you?
She was smaller than me.
More,
I had
of a
heels.
security guard. More of a security guard.
No. There was like 40 cars of police outside. Police cars.
And they sent the toughest one
They
to...
were all in the bar, but I didn't see that this small woman.
So the dudes
was
were
a
all in the
police
bar,
officer.
and they're like, "You wait outside, sweetheart. You handle the hard stuff over here."
That's why. And
all
then
the
I
guys
body
inside.
slammed her. And then when I looked down, she had all the bulletproof vest and everything. I didn't see that first because she was so small. And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, ma'am." She asked for my ID and everything. I was like, I'm
that's
having a ticket.
embarrassing.
Like, I'm gonna get a fine.
Oh, no, there's no
I was like,
fine.
after that, I was like, "What's the fine for body slamming a police officer?"
You didn't even body
I-
slam her. You just ran into her. You checked her.
Anyway, if she listens, I'm really sorry. I didn't have the time to say sorry because I realized that the last time she was a police officer, I
It's
would
very
not
funny
have
that
body slammed her.
all the men officers were in the club. There's something hilarious about
They
that.
didn't care. I'm sure. I
Like,
body
yeah, we're
slammed
just
many of them.
checking. We're just checking things out. Carry on.
There was so many everywhere. I have videos of that. There was so many. I don't know if they were looking
Cops?
for underage people. Yes.
No, they weren't. They don't go around trying to bang
there was
underage.
more than 10 at any time. Anytime.
I think
and
they were
outside it. I've been told there was like 40 police cars at the beginning. At the beginning.
maybe they were trying to see if there was any organized crime figures that they know from the area there, or they were just trying to steal bags of money. They were playing it smart.
Maybe that's why she asked for my ID. I was so happy I had no like warrants or something like
They
that.
probably saw the commotion that there was so many people at the strip club. They're like, something's going on. There might be rappers. There might be
I
something.
think they were ready. I think they knew it was the La Fille de Lucam's night, and they decided to. There was too many police officers for it to be
Chance.
like
A routine.
an idea, last minute idea thing.
Yeah.
Like,
They were
they were
organized.
ready. Yeah.
Did they make you feel safe?
No,
Well, then
Not
they
at all.
didn't do a good job. Then,
they really. I feel like they were just hanging out. They were there for so long.
Oh, I like that. That makes it even funnier.
Yeah, I hope some took shots with people.
Yeah,
they were just asking for IDs. So
I'm
I
on the
think they were
case.
just-
It's a heavy duty case right now. Just checking out recent graduates. Just helping some
But they were
recent-
kind of right because Ellen's like them young, so that would make sense if there was some barely 18-year-olds who were trying to get in the bar.
Maybe, but I don't think the cops give a shit.
I think that's why they were there actually
To check IDs, to give tickets?
to catch people who were underage or something.
What are you going to do to an underage kid at a strip club if you're a cop?
Kick him out? I don't know.
It's a bit like...
I have no idea. I was just so happy that she brought me back my ID. Everyone in the VIP was just looking at me like with the head down, looking at the police. She was taking my ID. It was so weird.
Getting arrested.
Oh my
This
god!
is bullshit.
I was certain I was getting arrested. It was such an adrenaline rush. It's the first time I have an argument with a police officer.
Oh, get used to it. It happens a lot.
She had a big power trip. Like you could feel she was like, "You don't body slam me." That's why I thought she was just like some jungles.
That's so funny that you couldn't
Oh
tell.
my god!
Like, why are you dressed like a cop?
Yeah.
Like, I am a cop. Like, get out of here.
Take that off.
Yeah. That would have been fucking amazing.
That would have
Yeah,
been
it's a
awesome.
weird strip club, but I'm
Oh.
down with it. Poseidon, what were you going to
She
tell us?
wasn't there to play. That's for sure.
I forgot.
Oh, God. He motions that he's going to do something, and then he's like, you know what? I have nothing to say. I'm going to end this conversation. But in the end, it was a successful night. Nobody got hurt.
And nobody got hurt. I brought her back home.
A lot of selfies.
I took her in, tucked her in.
Tucked her in,
Tucked her in. She was perfect at this time, and then she slept for 2 days after that.
Helene's a businesswoman now.
She's
all business.
She's so impressive.
Yeah.
I already had a lot of respect. Like the last podcast I did with you, I talked a lot about her because we're like online friends. Now we're real friends.
Yeah, you
And
see how that works.
I see how she is in all kind of settings. I am so impressed by her. So proud of her.
I'm going to take credit for you guys being friends
Yes.
because I
Oh,
like
yeah.
this network to be the Friends Network. That's what I like.
yes,
I'm
exactly.
bringing people together. Mostly horse. So it's
Yeah, exactly. The networking of horse. That's perfect.
It's great. Did you get recognized a lot?
A lot. Actually, now it's crazy how much I get recognized. I wasn't expecting that. I know it's not a mainstream thing what I do. I've never been on TV. I've never been on the radio or whatever. But I get recognized so fucking much.
You've been on the goddamn French cast.
every day. Yeah, that's the French cast. Oh, let's talk about that. You brought me some fans.
What do you like in real life?
Yes. But then now, if I go out on my place, I get recognized at least once a day.
That's pretty
And
funny.
I still don't realize how
Public you are?
yes.
It's
Yeah,
weird, huh?
it's crazy. How often do you get recognized?
Now more than like it's getting more and more.
Yeah.
But for me, it's not that it's podcast or comedy. For
Yeah.
you, it must be weird because if somebody recognizes you, they're like,
Yeah, you're
That's an escort.
expecting it.
Yeah, no, but like-
That's like the goal for you.
imagine a guy with his girlfriend, a guy notices you. He's like, oh my God. So and then she's like, how do you know her? For me, it's easy. It's like he's a comedian. He's a podcaster.
yeah,
Okay. But
exactly.
for you, there's always a story attached. Okay, listen. I really like comedy. And she was on this podcast. I don't know what she does. I don't know. But I've seen her on a podcast. She seems very entertaining.
I said a thumbnail.
Yeah, I
so-
saw the thumbnail. Very, yeah.
The other day was a mother and a daughter having dinner together, and the daughter recognized me and she came to talk to me. And the mother was there, and she was like, "Oh, where do you know her from?" She was like, "We're gonna have a talk, mother." And then I left, and they had this talk. So I'm super happy they had this talk after that, and like that's why I do what I do. But it was so funny, the mother and daughter.
That's so ridiculous. Where do you know her
But it's
from?
mostly women.
Mostly
At-
women?
At the strip club, it was all men, obviously,
obviously.
but it's mostly women. I think men recognize me as well, but they don't come to talk to me.
Because they feel it will be weird.
Either they're intimidated, or they think it's gonna be weird, or
They probably don't want to make it weird on you.
Exactly. Like maybe they're just like platonic fans and they don't
Yeah.
want to look like there's some creep guy who just want to fuck me or something.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. I would
That's what I'm saying.
probably
For me,
do
it's
the same
easy,
thing.
'cause-
But women just come to talk to me and they're like, it's so beautiful what they tell me.
Women are less shy to speak to me too than men.
Oh, yeah?
I've noticed.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
women are less shy because they get it. Like, oh, guys, but he knows. You know, if I know him and they'll, hey, can I take a photo? We'll talk. But I think guys sometimes they think, oh, what if I piss him off? What if I ruin his day? But it doesn't. It never ruins my day unless it's some weird, like unless
Yeah.
it's creepy.
Yeah.
It
I'm
doesn't.
so surprised about that. I thought it's because I'm a woman that men don't come to talk to me.
No, it's men
so
men
women are
overthink
just
shit.
more
Yeah,
comfortable.
men overthink shit.
Sober women, let's say. It's
I've
kind of
had drunk
an
women too.
important
I've had
variable.
drunk women too that recognize me, sober women. But it's just they're more like, oh, I like the French cast, or oh, I can't take a photo. My boyfriend's gonna lose his stuff like that.
Okay.
But guys sometimes they look from a distance and then I'll wave them. Hey, I just want to like they don't want to. I guess because my fucking face, my resting bitch face, I look angry, so they think. But I'm not. I'm not. So sometimes people think I'm mad. It's like I don't want to make a man, but I'm not angry.
Yeah. You have to know you.
Yeah,
in
it's
a
just
way.
something. You
Like,
know,
they
you
just
know
have
me
to-
now, so you know how my
exactly.
face
Poseidon
is.
is the same.
Poseidon's the same. He looks angry.
He looks so angry but he's never
He's not even
almost
here.
never angry.
When he looks angry, he's thinking of something completely different.
Yeah.
He's not in the moment.
Yeah.
He's like, when he's angry, he's thinking about video games. Like, how the fuck do I beat that dragon? But people don't know. People see his face and they're like, oh, this guy's ready to fight. But he's not even. He's in another world. Yeah,
How the fuck did I get that bump on my eyelid?
yeah. But the French fans are the best though.
You guys don't see him, but his eyes is so big right now. It's so funny.
Yeah,
I
he's
feel like
swollen.
some ass got sit on his face that she wasn't supposed to. That's
Oh,
my
she was
first
supposed to.
reflex when I say, yeah, okay.
No, it was because of him. Because he fucking touches his eyes too much. He's like a bear.
That's good to
He's
know.
gotta calm down. He's gotta.
With the claws in his
Yeah,
eyes. and
Elliot,
stuff.
he's very stronger than he knows,
Mm-hmm.
and he's very abrasive. Like anything he touches, like the chair, he broke all the chairs because he just like pushes back on them and he crack. Like there's no calmness about him. He's a bear. He's an actual bear with
Yeah.
huge paws, just smacking shit.
Yeah.
My pain threshold is pretty high. So if something is annoying me, I won't actually feel the pain. So if I go and get something in my eye,
Like he'll have a pain. Like let's say he's like, oh, it's a 2 out of 10. But for anyone else, that pain is like a 5. So
Yeah.
they'll know something's wrong. But him, because the 2, he's like, it's normal, but it's not supposed to be a 2. It should be a 5. But he just takes it.
So when you scratch yourself, I don't know, mosquito bites or something, do you,
Oh, he-
do you bleed?
I go.
Yeah, he goes ham.
Yeah, I could figure.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I assume that.
Like I was in Cuba and I got bitten like crazy.
Yeah.
By a Cuban.
And I went crazy on my mosquito bites, and then I took a look at them, and some of them had popped from the scratching. And I
What's
didn't
gonna
even
happen with
know.
you? You're
God.
gonna start a podcast or not? You're gonna start a fucking podcast or not? you?
I never even thought about that.
That's
but with
that's
you,
bullshit.
I guess.
We
I
already.
mean, except with you. I
Yeah,
guess.
no, but you should. I'm telling you, podcast is the key to everything now. It's not just
Yeah.
OnlyFans. You get your podcast, and then people go to your OnlyFans.
Yeah.
There's no better
True.
billboard than podcast.
It's the same thing when I get asked a lot when am I gonna do a bit at the bordel or something like that. It's always the same answer. I don't know what I have to say. I don't even know if I have something to say.
Like for
outside of-
stand up, you mean?
Yeah.
That's more complicated than podcast.
Yeah, of
Podcast
course
is
it
easier
is.
because you could just be yourself,
Yeah.
and you don't have to write. Just
Yeah.
flow of like consciousness, and it'll work. People like it.
I would have an awesome list of guests right away. That's for sure.
That's why.
I think my problem is that I'm insanely busy right now.
You are busy.
It's crazy. It's been like I actually yesterday I watched the podcast we did before.
Yeah.
And it just reminded me like when was it? It was ending of last year.
I can't remember.
It was pretty much like December or January. And
Okay.
maybe a little earlier than that. And I remember I was so nostalgic of, oh my God, it was so nice at that time. I had time to do shit. Now I realize how busy I am all
I
the
prefer
time.
being busy. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, me
right
too.
now, since last month, so we had 1 week off. Basically, he went to Cuba.
Yeah.
The tour stopped for Mike. Mike took some time. Like I had 1 week off. It was weird. It did me good to relax. But now we're back in, and everything is full. Everything's full.
Yeah.
I have today we had. So he was recording 2 podcasts in the morning. We have 2 now today. Tonight I think we're gonna go do some stand up. Tomorrow we have another 2 podcasts. Tuesday we have like every day there's podcasts or stand up. English, French. We're just going crazy, and I'm the happiest.
Yeah,
I
I'm
want to
sure.
be busy.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah, I
That's
wanna
what
be busy.
you work so hard to be able to do.
Yeah.
That's
Now that I'm in
amazing.
demand, I enjoy it.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. It's
Same.
better that
I've
way.
always been like in demand in different parts of my career. Sometimes OnlyFans is working way better than than the in-person thing because of COVID, obviously. And sometimes it's the opposite. Now I'm traveling a lot with clients. I'm doing a lot of things all the time, shooting like twice a week.
Do clients, because I know you'll go to different places, clients will fly you out. Is there clients like right now that you're getting that are more international, like in places that you never thought even existed, and they're like, hey, I'll fly you out here?
Oh yeah, I get that all the time, but I never.
What's the weirdest
I never
place?
accept them. I hope he's
You
not
ever
listening.
get like Pakistan?
I no, it's not that weird.
Because you never hear, you always hear these
Canada.
chicks, they're like, we're on a boat in Dubai. I want to hear a
And
girl be like,
fuck
I'm in a
Dubai.
swamp in Pakistan. That's what.
Fuck that Dubai shit, like literal shit. Actually, oh my god,
Yeah.
I've been told so
Me too.
much about this thing.
Yeah, I've been told, they get paid like $40,000 to eat dude shits.
I had Monaco.
You didn't hear about that,
I
Poseidon?
did, but every time I hear it,
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. I had so many friends like sending me the video. I'm like, bitch, don't send me this video. I don't want to see that. But then, like any girl in the industry or any girl or any human, we all had this reflection. Like, would I do it? Like, it's $1 million. We all had the, what would I do with this million? Would I do it? What would it what would it take for me to do it?
I don't think I would eat shit for $1 million.
Okay,
But
that was my next question.
I'm putting myself in the comedian context. Like, let's say for a comedian, like our shit stuff is if somebody wants to pay you to do a birthday party, like a shitty birthday party, and like I always say no. I'm like, I'm not doing your fucking birthday party. Like, you haven't even heard how much we're willing to pay you. I go, you can't pay me enough.
really? Oh,
You have to do a
okay.
birthday. I don't want in some guy's backyard. It's weird. I feel like
Yeah.
it cheapens my brand.
Yeah.
I feel it's like the same thing when somebody invites you that, but there must be a number. Like someone's like $1 million for my birthday party. I would do a birthday party for
Yeah, of
I would do a
course.
birthday party for like $10,000. 10,000.
Me too.
12. I would do a birthday party, and it would suck, but I would do it
Of course you would.
because it's hard. Because no one is there for comedy. That's what the person that hires the comedian never understands. They're there to hang out. They all know each other. They want to talk. They don't want you to because now they have to be quiet. And they have to listen to some fucking douchebag for a half hour. It's annoying. I get that it's annoying. That's why I don't like doing gigs like that.
So let's come back to the poo in your mouth.
Yeah,
Go.
it's pulling your mouth. That I would not do it even for $1 million because I would never be able to
Okay.
live it down. It would be too much for me.
There's that. Yeah. Okay, let's say, I don't know, they give you some drugs that make you forget everything
No,
after.
no, I'm not
You're
gonna
just
eat
like,
some
oh my
dude's
god,
shit.
I have $1 million in my, I have some poo in my teeth. No?
I've worked too hard in my life to eat some Saudi man's poop. It's the same reason why I don't go camping. I work too hard not to be homeless. I don't need to experience it on the
Okay.
weekend.
Okay, let's say you were in a very precarious situation. Let's say you're
If I
eating
had to
out
save
food
a
banks.
life, if I had not even if the only way I would do it is if let's say my mom, the only way she's gonna get saved this treatment is if I eat shit.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'll
Okay,
eat all
okay,
the shit,
okay,
you know.
okay. Oh.
But if it's for me, no, I'm gonna work and not eat shit.
Okay.
Yeah. But if I have to save
Okay.
someone, like it's life or death, different story.
They have a gun on their head. Let's
Yeah,
say,
it's like, yo,
your mother, your woman.
Yeah,
whatever.
we're gonna kill your wife if you don't eat that guy's shit. And the only way to get out is I have to eat shit. That's a different story. But yeah, I can't put my ego in front of someone's life. That's a different story. But if it's for me, like I'll just work. I'll make the money. Fuck off.
Exactly.
Poseidon already finished eating the shit.
I wanna know,
He's like, bro, I wanted you to know I'm a millionaire.
He's salivating a little
Yeah.
bit. He's like,
I'm a
me if I was to save someone's life, I'd be like, it was nice knowing you. It
yeah.
was nice knowing your mom.
we're talking about
Yeah.
$1 million.
And saving your mom.
And nah. It was nice knowing she had a good run, my mother.
$10 million.
Nah.
I wouldn't be. I
Is there
I
an
would
amount
save
of
my
money?
mom.
No,
You
there's no amount
shot
of
in
money.
your pants for like
That's
$1,000.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
different. That's
not
different. And it
different.
was $2,000 by the way.
He's more he's very
He's
selfish.
like $2,000. Excuse me.
No. For my mom to save my mom's life, I would do it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
To save your life.
Probably not.
They give you, I think GHB is the drug that makes you forget something.
I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're saying that because there's a mic car.
No,
No,
I'm
I
being
know you're
honest. That's
saying
what I'm
no, I
telling
know.
you.
I'm just
If it was to
challenging
save
you.
someone's life that I care about, I would do. That's the honest answer. I know I would do it, but because I would do anything.
Yeah.
But for me, no, because my life is over. If I eat shit, my life's done.
Yeah.
I have zero credibility. I'm just some zero credibility dude who eats shit. Yeah, so no, I wouldn't be able to do it. I know I see the girls that do it for way less. They do it for like 20,000, 7,000 sometimes. I didn't know that this existed until recently. I found out a few months ago that a lot of these girls that get flown out there,
Yeah.
they're not just there to be pretty or to get banged. They're there to do crazy like domination shit.
Yeah.
Like they're forced to eat shit and stuff because they want to. I forgot what the Saudis like. They were trying, not the Saudis, the Emiratis. It's just to be like, look, we got these American whores here.
Yeah.
We're gonna. It's a mind fuck.
They have too much money. That's what it is.
But you know what's a mind fuck is that it's complete disrespect because they're really like, fuck you. Like, it's not a fun experience.
No.
Like, some guy saw you online, he's super rich, and he thinks you're hot, and you want to have a fun weekend. It's not that anymore.
Oh, no.
Now it's fuck this American whore. It makes it weird. Yeah. But, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You want to fucking eat some shit for $10,000? Go ahead.
Yeah, of course. I don't
give a
judge
shit.
anyone who did that as long as they chose to do it.
Yeah.
Like the first version I had, I was in Costa Rica when all this shit started. Little shit that it started. And the story I heard first was that some cute girls was in a bar in Dubai, and then a guy came to talk to her, and then they were like, do you want to do $1 million? And then some Saudi prince is gonna shit in your mouth. And then they go there. Or even they just say there's a lot of money, come, and we have some powerful people. And then when they get there, there's like a bunch of guys, and then
They all want to
have
shit in
like
their
the
mouth.
social pressure of that, plus
And they
$1
all want to
million.
shit in their mouth.
I think it was one shit in the mouth for 1 million.
I don't know. That's insane.
Even that. But then I just saw the thumbnail of the video because I just hate everyone who sent me this video, by the way. I had so many friends sending it to me just thinking it's a good thing. I prefer like unsolicited dick pics than that. I don't know why. But just the thumbnail of that is gross. They have this kind of scatophilia bench and everything.
They videotape
it. Yeah, it's online.
Oh, that's
Everyone
embarrassing
can
for
find
the
it.
girl, too.
Now we lost so many people who are Googling
Oh, wait,
it.
she wanted to do it. So the girl's like, all right, let me.
They came there for something different, but then they agreed to do it. So it's consensual, but with social pressures. That's all hearsays, of course.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we don't really know what happened.
Maybe
but
she
then
just liked shit.
We had all these conversations after
Yeah.
that. Every time I was going somewhere, everyone was like, I would do it. I wouldn't do it. I would do it with
everyone's
this condition.
different.
Like, exactly. Yeah.
The shit, I can't do this shit. We're not supposed
I
to
would
eat
be
shit.
the worst. I know no one wants to know what I would do it, but I would be the worst shit eater in the world. like, I drink 2 drinks and I puke. So
You would just be puking, crying.
And it would never work. It would never get in.
I should have stayed
would,
at school.
Would refuse. My body would decline the
Yeah, I
poop.
can't. Yeah,
No.
I have I just thinking about it fucks my head.
Yes, exactly.
There's no way. Yeah, I would have.
no.
To, yeah, it would have to be a life and death for someone, and then I have to, zone in. It's impossible. I can't do it for money. I'd fucking vomit. Yeah.
I don't even drink pee.
Yeah.
Do you?
No, I like that you said it like normal. Other people drink pee. You're like, I don't drink piss.
I'm like, I would refrain from doing that.
No.
I know a lot of people who do.
Drink piss?
Yeah. I had
I'm sure
I had
there's
a friend, her biggest fantasy was to be hired for like a bachelor party, and everyone was just like drinking beer and watching hockey.
Okay.
And then they would never use the toilet. They would always use her mouth for the whole night. And it was like her thing. So I don't judge it. It was her fantasy. I hope she fulfilled
That's a
it today.
fantasy?
Yeah.
For people to piss in your mouth, all of them, like a
Like
group
she
of
would
people.
just take it all for the whole night. Like they would just like drinking beer and everything. Like they would never use the toilet. It was
I
just,
would
like,
ask her all
peeing in
kinds
her
of
mouth.
questions about her home life. Like, this started somewhere. Like, where does this start? That's
so
interesting, right? You ever try to analyze and see where it started from? You're like, oh fuck, that's where I got this kink from.
Yeah, yes, of course, and it's so hard to trace sometimes. I still think that most of the things that you're enticed by sexually comes from somewhere, but sometimes it's not as easy as we can think. Like it's not like
Daddy issues.
Yeah, exactly. That's the first one. Or
A lot of girls have daddy issues.
Yeah. I'm sure I lack attention somewhere in my life.
Yeah, that's
why
what
I'm
I
such
mean,
an
yeah.
attention whore today. Sometimes some things like that. I'm sure that it has something to do. But then sexually, I mean,
But it's too complicated to narrow it down. Sometimes it's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody, like there's people that they become molesters and then you find out they got molested. So they're doing the
exactly.
trip. But that's like, you see the line. And then there's weird shit like this girl, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
You might find out there was like nothing weird about her entire, she never got like,
Mm-hmm.
her dad would like, and yet she wants to get pissed in the mouth by everyone. So you're like, fuck, where does it come from? Maybe she saw a movie when she was young and stayed in her or something. Like you don't know. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to pinpoint.
A movie, exactly. That's why it's so hard to trace. Sometimes it's very easy. Sometimes it's very hard.
Speaking of movies, I saw something yesterday and it was interesting. And I get it. I've always thought this, but the guy had a good point. They were asking him about like how because he's very positive and he stays in a good light and he sleeps. He was just saying how he lives his life better for the last 14 years. And one thing he said was, by the way, I haven't watched a horror movie in 14 years. Or I've seen maybe very few action movies that someone really recommended they were good. And they go, because what happens is your brain is like any other muscle. He goes, if you go to the gym all the time and you work out like one part of your body, you're gonna become a square. You're just lifting weights because that's what you're doing. That's what you're repeating. So all your mind's the same thing. He goes, so if you just keep putting in, like before you go to bed, you're putting on a horror movie or something that pumps your adrenaline. You're gonna go to sleep. That's gonna be the thoughts in your head. You're gonna have like you can't help it. That's just how the system is. So the more you avoid that, he goes, what I do is every night when I want to watch a movie, I always put some comedy shit. He goes, and I laugh. So I always go to sleep laughing.
Yeah.
He goes, I always go to sleep happy.
Yeah.
And I wake up happy. And it was just like giving the example of what you feed your mind. Poseidon, like I guess if you play video games, it's very intense, and you go to sleep right after. Is your sleep weird and you feel anxious a bit?
Yeah. Do you have
100%.
nightmares?
Yeah. Well, that's why there's always not nightmares, but that's why there's always the after the horror movie. All right, I'm gonna watch a comedy now
to try to wash away.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I would always do after watching a horror movie. I would always watch a comedy and fall asleep to a comedy. Always.
Yeah. A lot of people don't take care of their minds. I'm guilty of that too. They don't take care of their brain as much as they do their body. I'm guilty. I do that shit. I do the wrong thing all the time.
Do you know to what I fell asleep yesterday?
Saudi shit porn.
No, I don't fall asleep on porn. Usually I masturbate. No, it's so weird. I watched some 911 calls.
911 calls?
The real ones, like people are dead and they're just doing
you
CPR
got some
and stuff.
fucking issues, lady.
Yes,
They stabbed me. You're like, this is fucking peaceful. This is great.
I'm like, it's making me relax from my life, like 911 calls. And I have this new, oh my God, I'm oversharing. I don't care. That's the place for it. I have this new thing that I really like to masturbate to.
That's a jump, all right.
Yeah. No, it still makes sense
Oh,
because it just proves how
connected?
fucking nuts I am. Not that much, but I just feel like it just push my adrenaline to masturbate because I can masturbate to anything. I can watch anything and it has nothing to do with it. But at some point, like the autoplay on YouTube brought me to...
I'm sure a serial killer has said the same exact thing. Carry on. Just jerk off to anything.
You know, the dash cams when they have accidents, like real car accidents.
That turns you on?
It just makes me... It just
Why? I just love car insurance.
No, but it's making me so scared. I feel like it just pushes the adrenaline in me, and it works now at the moment. I think I'm too numb to stuff in general.
It's so absurdly stupid. I love hearing this.
Yeah.
It's so insane.
I've never heard about that anywhere. I created this.
Do you like the crash?
Really,
No. It's just the adrenaline.
like fuck porn. Now I'm just watching car crashes.
So you can watch a horror movie and have the same effect.
I could, but it's not real
Or an
life.
action movie.
I'm very scared of driving and having accidents, so maybe that's why it's something that really triggers me.
Okay,
So
that's what
I'm
it is.
scared about that, and then after that, when I drive, I'm super scared. But I don't know.
Why are you laughing?
Weirdly.
I don't know. I just pictured getting into an accident with her. You go check on her and see if she's
And
safe.
then I'm just like
she's just
squirting all over my
masturbating.
cheeks.
Are you okay? I'm playing with. Ma'am, what are you doing?
You're just squirting her.
Ma'am, you're missing a foot. I still got my hands though.
It's not the liquid you'd expect.
Yeah, it's like, God damn it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever masturbated so much that you fell asleep? That you just passed out?
So you're not allowed to ask guest questions anymore. You make it awkward all the time.
I'm
It's-
sorry. Well, 'cause
After
she's
what
in
I
the porn
said,
industry, bro.
much less weird than what I just said. I use toys, so the vibration would wake me up, I guess, but it really helps to sleep. Like I have a big I really want to sleep after a few orgasms, let's say. So I have this
Well,
kind
yeah,
of
that should
endorphins
normally
rush.
be.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like I came a couple of times. What are you doing? Go to the groceries. Like it doesn't make sense.
It just makes me so relaxed. It's my antidepressant. Or
That's everybody's antidepressant. That's what it does.
But
it
I
releases
overuse
dopamine, I
this,
think, right?
Yes, dopamine, endorphins.
Yeah, you're supposed to just chill after.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it depends who you are.
I don't get to do that.
You're supposed to either
too
chill
often
or
to chill after, so-
throw money and be like, get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. That's why usually I have to keep going when I have an orgasm. So it's kind of complicated. So I'm kind of used to keep going. So when I get to masturbate, I like to just like
chill.
be numb after. Yeah.
Does the
and then I
assistant-
turn off YouTube because it's getting pretty
Too many car
scary.
crashes, it's too
Exactly. Exactly.
Does your assistant help a lot, like in managing your schedule now? Like, would you be able to do this without an assistant, or is it getting too much?
Oh, I could never, even
Impossible, huh?
before being out there, even before having an OnlyFans or whatever, even if I was just having my clients and doing calls before COVID, I could not do that. She is doing the part that I cannot do.
Yeah.
answering emails, being patient with people, dealing with the schedule and everything. I screening people. That's a big part of what she does. She screens people.
Does she ever find someone like, ooh, holy shit, no,
Oh yeah, all
sir.
the time. Oh,
Like,
of course, people try.
But what is the problem? Is it like she finds like criminal? Like what's the craziest shit she finds?
Criminal records, blacklist when they're on the blacklist.
How funny would it be? It's like, what does she find? Poseidon, are you trying to get her to jerk off? What are you doing?
No. I think this would be her favorite one.
Congratulations, you are the 1 millionth car crash.
Can I show it?
What
How
is it?
have I never seen this one?
I will just show it for you.
Okay.
Guys.
Oh, it's an intersection. Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
he had balloons.
I'm so wet.
Is that just like a coincidence?
It's just a coincidence, yes.
Are you sure?
You're welcome.
Of course.
So it's
it
just
is.
a coincidence, bro. That's a funny fucking coincidence.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
I saw a guy. Who was I with? Oh yeah, with Emile when we were going to Quebec City when I was coming to pick you up from here. On Lackady. I saw it happen in front of me. It was the funniest thing.
Really?
Yeah. You know when you're turning left to go on Sauvé, coming from my house, going down.
Yeah.
Where the gas station is.
Yeah.
Okay. So a guy is there. It's an SUV, and another guy's in front of me. I'm in the middle lane, and he wants to turn left. So he has his flash on. He's going. The guy behind him, even though he saw him turning, so I thought didn't care. Just kept going, and then the other guy kept going, and they just crashed into each other. Went right into the smaller car, and the smaller car continued going in front. They just stopped in front of each other. And they were both like awkward, like pretending like nothing just happened, but they both hate each other. So I was laughing with it. We're driving by with the meal. Like they didn't stop, get out of the car, check. They just continued driving, like, but they both hate each other.
What?
Yeah.
That's
They were both criminals or something?
No, they were just.
Want to do the.
Well, they were both at fault.
Oh, okay.
They were both at fault because the guy that ran into him, he was at fault because he sees him. They were stopped. So he sees that he put his flashing is going. So he's like, fuck, this guy's not going to go. He purposely went into him because he was in rage, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And the other guy's a fucking idiot too because when you see the guy's not letting you, I know it sucks, but you have to wait. Or else you're going to get into an accident. So they were both at fault. They were both dumb. Yeah.
But still, usually you stop, you pull over, you.
Yeah, that's why it was just, me and Emil were like, what the fuck? That's
Were
weird.
they old cars?
No,
Because sometimes you're like, I don't care.
The SUV cared. The SUV was
okay.
it was a big car.
Okay.
It was nice. The first one was just a regular car. I mean, I'm sure he cared too, but it was just so awkward because they were probably both thinking, "Is it my fault?" It's both your faults. Yeah. It's mostly the SUV's fault though, because he purposely. I was watching it. He was being an asshole.
my God.
Or because there's two possibilities. One is he was an asshole, or two, he wasn't paying attention. He didn't see the guy trying to go in. Either way, you're a fucking idiot.
yeah.
The guy's giving you all the cues and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you far enough to be safe?
No, I was right next to it. I was.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you could have been hit as well.
Maybe, but he would have had to hit the first car. He would have had to come into me. Maybe, but I wasn't scared. It was
Okay.
slow speed. They were stopped and then they went.
Okay.
It wasn't like they were driving. I wasn't scared at all. I laughed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only time I was scared, I thought I was gonna get hit, was 2 weeks ago. I was taking the wife out to dinner. It was Friday, and it was raining. This fucking bitch on the 15. It was so I'm on the left, all the way on the left, and then there's a lane on my right, and then there's another lane. So I was gonna get off soon in another exit. So I put the flash on. There's no one in that lane. It's empty. And there's a lane in the other one. And I start, because what I do is I put the flash on and I give people time just in case. I start slowly going in, whatever. This bitch, no flash on, doesn't even turn her head to the left to see me. Just fast comes into the same lane as me to crash.
Okay.
So my wife,
So you
what the
both
fuck?
went
So
like this.
Yeah, like
Okay.
that. But I was already going
Yeah,
for like
okay.
5 seconds, and then she just decides not looking, just turn in like that. No mirror, no looking to nothing. So, but I catch it the last second, so I fucking swerve, I honk, I get ahead, I'm going to get off. This bitch then is coming to pass because I was getting off. What does she do? She looks at me like all upset,
yeah,
like it
of
was
course.
my fault. You dumb bitch. You didn't look left. You didn't put the flasher. You didn't see anything. You just decide I own the road and it's my fucking fault.
It's always
This is
with
why
these
people get
that
beat
we
up.
have crashes. Exactly.
But this
yeah.
is why there's
Oh,
road
yeah.
rage.
Oh yeah.
Road rage isn't the
Yeah.
crash. Road rage is the attitude. Like me, if I do something and it's fucked up, I'll be like, whatever. But I've seen people who, even a bus driver once, went to the wrong lane, cut into my lane, and then like, what the
These
fuck? I
bus
honked
drivers
at
don't
him,
give a shit.
and he actually had the balls to go like this.
Yes.
Like, and like, are you
I own
fucking
the fucking
crazy,
road.
bro? You just went 3 lanes. I'm the guy who's the bad guy. It's so annoying. But this is why I don't feel bad. Sometimes people get beat up. I don't feel bad because you asked for it. You didn't get beat up because you got into an accident. You got beat up because your fucking attitude.
Yeah.
Because if I fuck up, if I cut like it's wrong, I'll acknowledge when they see me. I go, it was me, and then you'll see they'll be like, all right, and
Exactly.
continue. If it was me,
It never happens.
sometimes it happens. Sometimes somebody will do something and I'll honk and they'll be like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay, he knows.
Yeah.
Continue. It's done.
Yeah.
But when they pull the finger or something, when they almost kill you, you see red.
Yeah. The other day I did a thumbs up to someone in a car to say thanks or whatever.
Yeah.
And he did. I think he thought I was doing that, so he did that. I never even.
He pulled the finger.
I pulled the finger. That's the word I was looking for. I never pulled the finger in the car, and I have a convertible. It would be such a badass move to be like this and just driving off, but I never do that. It's so childish.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
People do it. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, and all the mini accidents I had that wasn't my fault. Let's say it was always someone like we would pull over, and the person would never admit it was them. But there's no fucking way it's me. So it makes me so angry. Like,
I've never hit another car.
I don't have anger in me. The anger is not an emotion I live a lot. Maybe I'm gonna cry at some point.
I'm angry all the time.
But yeah, sure,
I'm Greek.
We're
just mad.
Yes, that's like your
It's
normal.
part
thing.
of our it's part of the ethos of surviving, of living.
Exactly.
We're just mad.
Exactly.
Who made this coffee?
But I don't. But when these bitches don't just admit that they did something wrong, when clearly I was in my lane, I did nothing.
That's what causes fights. Yeah.
Because they don't want to like admit that it's their fault. That's where I get so fucking angry, and I just like attack them on like even physical traits at this point. I just get so
You
pissed.
look goofy.
Yeah.
You stupid bitch. No, I don't know what it is with people, and I've noticed Montreal drivers suck compared to other cities.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does.
But you know what it is? It's selfishness, because all the stuff that I see, the near accidents, whatever, it's because they're not being considerate. It's not I slipped, was bad. It's always turn signals. I don't need to advertise that I'm turning. It's always stuff like that. It's always that guy who's fucking a mile ahead of me is gonna turn to my lane. Fuck that, and they speed up because you tell them you're. It's the dumbest reasons why people get into accidents here. The dumbest.
Before, if people only drove, like I had a car in Montreal or around Montreal or even in Quebec, they don't realize that it's not everywhere that people drive that bad. It's really in Montreal. At the moment you do road trips everywhere, you're like, my God, everyone look like they're just having their license for 2 seconds. Or then
they consider.
They're like driving students. I don't know how to say that. Like they're passing they're so good, and they're always like putting flashes and they can sign. It's only here. People are just like driving like crazy and being super selfish on the street.
That's what it is, yeah. Because you're playing people's lives. It's very, very dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Just chill, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Quebec City, there's very good driving etiquette.
Oh, really?
This guy, okay, look, bro, can you stop, bro? It doesn't matter what podcast we're doing. He's been trying to compliment Quebec City.
Because our girlfriend's
because his girlfriend's from there? Just stop. Just stop. Every time he's like, bro, Quebec City, actually. No. Bro, Quebec City, bro, shut up. First of all, she's going to live here soon.
Fake news.
Oh, she's not here yet?
No.
I thought she already moved here.
No, she's gonna move this month. Next month.
That's so good. It's been a year. You guys are in a long distance relationship.
Yeah, it's not that long of a distance though.
It's kind of far.
But I've said the same thing about Toronto. Toronto has very nice driving etiquette.
They do.
In Toronto is where I realized they'll if they want to get in front of you, they'll get into your lane and they'll accelerate. Yeah. Whereas opposed to here, people when they get in front of you, they for some reason slam their brakes.
I don't know what you're talking about. Fuck? Yeah. But it probably does happen. They're very selfish here. Yeah.
I found out about this thing while watching videos and masturbating. Brake checking. I didn't know what was that. I've never been
an
brake
asshole
checked.
in front of you who's trying to get you to hit him.
Heck?
Yeah.
How people do that? You really want is it people who wants a check from the insurance or why would you do that?
Because they're being assholes and they know that the way the law works, they always say it's the guy that's behind that's at fault, which maybe made sense 100 years ago. It doesn't make sense anymore because if you're on the highway,
in general,
because if you're on the highway, even if you're at like a car length distance or even two, if somebody is really stupid and doesn't slow down, hits the brakes and just stops abruptly, bro, even if you're super fast, instant to hit your brakes, there's a good chance you still hit him.
Yeah.
Because of the speed you're going at.
Yeah.
So it's a dumb rule to just assume that if you're behind, you're at fault. It's very stupid.
It must be so enraging, though, to being brake checked by someone.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, people have done it to me. Yeah, it is, yeah. I
was like, last time I was here, I had my old car. And with this car, I could just drive like crazy. I'm a good driver, but I would drive fast. And my car was so small that I could just get away from a lot of things.
That's why I like sporty cars.
Yeah, yes, exactly. But this thing had no engine. It made sense. So, but I could get away with
leave in and out.
Now I have a car that if there's a scratch on it, I might be violent with someone. So now if I get brake checked, it's gonna end up I don't know.
Yeah, we get so aggressive with
I
the
have
cars.
a taser. They don't want to do that to me.
Like
if I can, don't touch my baby.
I discovered sport mode finally in my car. I neglected it for years.
That's so price. Sport mode. At the moment that the
just
gas
opens
is
the
so
engine.
expensive, you decided to discover that.
It's
At the
so
moment
much fun though. I'm
Yes,
spending a lot of
but
money on
it's so
gas, but
fucking
it's so much fun. I
expensive.
just push it, the engine just revs up, and I just I can't believe I didn't know that existed. It's better actually that way. I would have
It
killed
makes
someone.
me feel rich when I do that, but it's like twice the price of the gas. I mean, it costs like almost twice the price
Yeah,
when
it's
I drive
insane.
on the sport mode. But
But everything feels insane when I fill up now. It's too much. It's too much.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Joe Biden says it's normal. Joe Biden's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's not that
So
bad.
if
Gas,
Joe
right?
Biden says it.
I think politicians have finally, they've just decided, let's just say whatever we want. Let's just lie.
Yeah.
No one's, the media's with us. Just say whatever we want. Like, it's crazy.
Like it was a new thing.
Yeah, everyone's just like, it's normal. This is not normal. How all the gas, like here in Canada, for example, at least remove the gas tax to alleviate our
gas
pain.
tax?
Yeah, you pay tax on the gas too.
Oh, I
That's
thought
why
it
it's
was
that
the thing
much.
that there's no tax.
No,
on it.
there's tax on our gas.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
because of pollution. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
that's
the
what they
green
say.
tax or
I
whatever.
don't know how that helps pollution because you still have to go to work.
It's exactly.
So it's very, very
maybe
stupid.
people would buy Tesla more or hybrid cars.
Poseidon, what are you saying, dog?
Yeah, I'm very curious to know.
Yeah.
I thought it was like just like food. There's no tax on that.
Oh, listen to this.
Before
Now
you
thinking
add-
about it makes no sense.
Before they add taxes on the Canadian dollar per liter, it's 29 cents a liter.
Extra.
No. Right now we're at
No, don't say that, bro.
Well, that's what it says. Total pre-sales tax.
No, yeah, the pre-sale tax.
Like the cost price, let's say the
I'm
gross
sorry,
price.
you're right. I read it wrong. Yeah, it's 30 cents total
Yeah.
in Quebec.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
So what you see at 2.15 at the pump now?
yeah.
What's
So
that?
you could be paying one something.
Yeah, it's 185 normal price.
Oh, that's the tax. I thought it was the price before tax. I was like, they're exaggerating. I'm buying
Yeah.
it.
It might be though. It might.
Total pre-sales.
So it would be
tax.
like $2.
It might even be.
a liter.
I don't know. It's written weirdly,
know.
but it might
Yeah.
even be. It's not as expensive because during COVID it was half.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I think it's it's 10 cents federal and then 19 cents and 19.20 cents
Yeah. So there's
provincial.
an extra 30
so
cents.
so-
There's an extra 30 cents. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
And you're paying tax. You're paying income tax. You're paying sales tax on everything. This is supposed to be a necessity to get around, and they still fuck you.
Oh
on it.
wait,
It's
hold on.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because hold on.
Yeah. Oh. That's that's sales tax.
Yeah,
It's not the
so
gas
they add
tax.
sales tax on top of it.
Yeah, sales tax everything because you're selling something.
Jesus, so you're paying 37.95 actually taxes.
Half of it is tax. Yeah, half of the gas you're paying is tax.
is tax.
Crazy, yeah?
Fuck.
It's fucking nuts.
In
I'm sure it's way more in
Montreal,
Quebec,
hold on.
right? That's what I was trying
Are
to
you trying to
find.
tell me that communism doesn't work?
Hold on, in Montreal it's 52 cents of taxes.
Yeah.
What the heck? Yeah, it's way more in Quebec. I'm not surprised. Everything tax is way more in Quebec
Yeah, yeah.
than
But Quebec and
anywhere else
Montreal
in
is
Canada.
different.
What?
Quebec
Ben oui.
is 37.95. Montreal is here. I'll show for the
Okay,
people.
there's a huge difference.
Yeah,
37 to 51.
52 cents.
It's ridiculous. I'm getting all political.
a quarter of
It's
the
ridiculous.
price.
And especially since my car before, I wouldn't know the numbers, but I really see the difference. And I'm not someone who really looks at prices in general,
Yeah.
but it's crazy the difference of money I pay in gas. Of course, at the moment, the gas went super up.
You know
I
what's
changed my
crazy?
car for a car who drinks way more gas.
yeah.
But outside of that, I must pay 4 times what I was paying in gas.
Do you know?
I cannot
You know what's
believe that.
nuts? There are people, Poseidon, right now that think that what we're saying are conspiracy theories. You know that, right?
What?
There's people right now that don't like. It's exaggerating
This is on
everywhere.
Wikipedia.
And I know it's not. I know it's not a conspiracy theory. I know everything is a dude. I was watching videos from Davos. You know, they were having the that summit with the what is it? The World Economic Forum. Bro, one of the summits name that they were talking was a World Government Forum. It's like you can't. We don't have a world government. Bro. How are you having debates on? It was the fucking dumb. All the shit that they were saying 10 years ago, conspiracy theories, are happening now, and no one's taking them serious. There's a bunch of dudes that we never elected deciding what we're gonna pay, what we're gonna do, what's the next crisis, and no one seems to give a shit. No one's like, what the fuck? That's weird. Everyone's like, it's normal. People were getting beat up for protesting the mandates. People were getting arrested for going out too late. Do you remember this shit? We accepted that. We accepted that. We're so stupid. And no one's paying for it now. There's no one paying for that. We deserve what we get at this point.
Yeah, I get it.
Anywho. That's my rant for the day. I just want people to wake up. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucking dumb.
Give it another 50 to 100 years, bro.
I don't think we're going to
It's
make
all
it.
because of the Illuminati's.
No, I think that's a super simplification. Everybody thinks there's like 5 people. No, it's not 5 people. It's a bunch of these idiots. It's the problem isn't that they get together. They're making their shit pretty public. It's not even secret. The problem is we're too lazy to do something. We wait. What does the media tell us? Oh, that's a racist. Okay, that's racist.
Yeah.
But they'll tell you stuff that's not even racist. And they're like, that guy's, why is that guy racist? Because he
I really
believes
agree with
politically different than you. Yeah, but well, what did he do that's racist? Well, he voted this way, you voted that way. It's like, what the fuck? Are we using this word correctly? Like it's
Racist? No,
Yeah,
because if they use the word racist, there's going to be most of the people on their side at this point.
But that's what they do.
No matter
It's-
what was the original argument.
It's just emotional.
Yeah.
They go with emotional triggers, homophobic, racist, trans,
Yeah,
anything
transphobic,
phobic, just so you could jump on board. You're like, I don't hate people, so I'm on the other side. No, you're not, dickhead. They just tricked you.
Yeah.
You're on the wrong side.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of us have been on the wrong side for a while. You've been on the most phobic side for a long time,
I
thinking
blame
you're a good
Facebook
person.
for a lot of that.
Yeah.
Actually, the Democrats
Algorithms.
created the KKK.
Yeah, bro. All that shit's. If you want to go sidewise, that's why never take a side with these politicians. They're all scumbags. All the sides are wrong.
Oh, you never take a side? That's
No,
true.
no.
I've never heard you taking a side, even when the mic is off. But I
No,
felt
no.
maybe you have an opinion and then you don't just don't
no.
wanna
My
influence people about
opinion
that.
is if you can convince me, I'll vote. Like Trudeau. The first time I voted for him.
Okay.
When he first got
So
elected.
you vote?
Yeah, I
Okay.
vote. I voted the first time with Trudeau. Then the second time I was like, fuck this asshole, because I learned my lesson. And now I don't know. I don't like. There's no one that I like. I didn't vote last election. There's no one that I like. There's
yeah.
no one that like. They all seem a little sketchy.
Yeah.
I was trying to go for a Pierre Poilievre, but there's still stuff he doesn't answer. There's questions that I was like, nah, I don't want to get tricked again. So I don't want to commit. I don't like politicians.
Me neither.
There's no one-
I don't like politics.
There's not one that there's the only one that I like was in the States a few years ago, for the Libertarian Party, Ron Paul, and but they buried him basically so that he can't. He was the best one. He's still the best. He anti-war, get everyone out of the wars, get the fuck out of all these other countries, get back, take care of our own people, decriminalize drugs. Why are they criminals? If-
Never have power with
Yeah.
all of these opinions.
He wanted to decriminalize drugs, decriminalize prostitution. It's like, dude, if
Oh,
they're
in
they're
the US?
yeah, if they're drug addicts, he goes like, if you're saying there's a problem, why are we throwing them in jail? Why don't we like? He
Yeah.
had very smart, what I would consider progressive, libertarian, free thing. But the biggest thing was anti-war. He's like, why are we going to all these countries and bombing them, and then claiming like, no, our people need shit. I don't want my kids to die for a war because your friends at Halliburton want to make money. Fuck that shit. You know, if no one's attacked us, we're not gonna fucking.
Yeah.
So I prefer that. I prefer the libertarian, like live and let live. And then now it's become something else. And instead of even that being part of the argument in the States, it's like everyone's arguing for what they consider like a new form of socialism, but it's not really. It's closer. Like what they're trying to get to sounds like communism, like a new hybrid.
okay.
But we've tried that before. It looks great on paper. It doesn't work. He just came
On
back from
paper, but not
he just
historically
came
at
back
all.
from Cuba. Poseidon,
Yeah.
how is communism
that's
working
a
out for
good
them?
Question. I don't consider these places to
I don't know why you're
communist at
spreading
all.
propaganda, Pantelis,
Yeah.
but communism is fantastic.
Oh, nice.
Everyone owns their homes.
Oh,
They put a chip in his head when he
They
was
do,
there.
they do.
I'm
They
sure.
all own
I'm
their
sure.
homes.
The government can walk in at any moment and do whatever the fuck they want.
what?
Sounded so good.
You know, but they all own their property. Everyone eats their daily meal of potato.
Yeah. Well, so
There's a lot of hookers there. I've heard.
he knows.
Yeah?
Yeah, but he
Tell me more.
not anymore. When he
Even-
was single, but he no, but he told me the same thing when he went down there. He goes, the poverty's fucking outrageous, even though they work hard. But because you can't really keep everything you do because it's communism. It's part of the collective. Collectivism sounds so good. Collectivism is garbage. Collectivism is
First time I hear
garbage.
collectivism.
Yeah,
it's another way to
It's
say
a new,
communism.
yeah, because basically they always try to change it, right? No, it's not communism.
It's
so,
socialism, and then it's
so
not.
I'm
it's
grouping
collectivism.
it all together as collectivism. It's garbage because you're basically stepping on anyone because they're being successful. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's all it
Yeah,
is.
exactly. So it's all anti-capitalism.
But you need a-
Capitalism? Mon Dieu, c'était beau.
But you need capital. You need a free society where you're allowed to work hard, and if you work hard, you're allowed to keep the rewards. I don't like this
Could you
idea.
believe I was hoarding out myself and I would have to share this with people?
But-
what the heck?
No, but that's the thing. It's like right now, let's say I'm working, I'm doing comedy, I'm writing, I'm doing something. And then someone comes along that hasn't worked. He's like, well, you're part of the collective now. So half your shit I got to take because I'm not doing what you're doing. You're so lucky. I'm not lucky. I'm working to do what I'm
exactly.
fucking doing. Go work.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
collectivism is fucking, it sounds so good on paper, but what you need is grassroots movements. You need smaller communities that help each other at a grassroots level. It can't be too big because government got too big. They control stuff. You need smaller. So let's say if we have like a community, like a smaller community, this neighborhood, that it's easier to help out by everyone's distributing like their excess like they're giving to the community to build a center for the kids
That should
to
be
do
that
this.
should be
But there is no
mandatory.
But there is no more grassroots because everyone is separate because of the internet. Everyone hates each other.
Yeah.
So even your neighbor, either you've never met him or he voted for someone that you hate, so you hate him. He's your enemy. So you rely on the government. You're like, the government. They're gonna take the government are people. They're regular dudes who try to take advantage of shit.
Yeah,
So it's the dumbest thing. It should be grassroots movements that do stuff, and you're in your community and you help, and it grows. It's separate communities, Like in Quebec, for example, the federal government shouldn't have as much power on Quebec is its own thing. Quebec is its own culture, its own thing. It's weird to have someone that doesn't seem to understand you tell you how to run. It's phenomenally insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't work the same way here as it'll work in Ontario. Texas is different from California. They're different. You should have smaller governments.
Yeah. Yeah, smaller governments, but after that, I'm sure it would be a problem
And the government?
diplomatically in everything. But there's so many types of different government. Like in the US, they cannot pass any fucking laws because they have to all get along with each
Good.
other or just like
Fucking-
vote all together.
fucking
In Germany,
good.
it's even worse because they really have to have everyone on their side to pass any law or anything.
Good. It should be-
they
you
just
should all be
separate
accountable.
The powers, let's say. So
Here
like
it's dumber. But
yeah, it's dumber in a way, but at least you don't have to have the agreement with every provinces to pass something because it's in your not jurisdiction.
It's in your jurisdiction, 'cause
It's
it's
your
your-
power. For
yeah.
example, like prisons or immigration or whatever. What Canada has as
Yeah,
power.
there's federal and then there's
Quebec
provincial.
has, I don't
Healthcare.
know, like healthcare, social things like streets,
which we take care of a lot here in
it's
Montreal.
amazing
Yeah,
here.
there's
They're
no-
doing a good job.
It's garbage. But forget the politics because everyone's just going to get angry. Because you can't, if you're happy about a politician, you're a fucking idiot. You should always be angry when you think of a politician, how they're
Exactly.
fucking you.
Yeah.
All politicians should do is work. Do the job. You're not in charge. It's not royalty. We didn't elect a monarch. You work for us.
Yes, exactly.
People don't understand that. That's what I hate. I hate people that want to be on their knees. Except for you, it's for money. I'm saying people who want to be on their knees for, you tell me what to do. I hate that shit. Get up. Get off your fucking knees. You don't need to kneel to these guys. Legault makes out with his sister. We're going to kneel to this guy. Are we fucking kidding?
Anyone infatuated with a politician is just un poisson. Comment tu dis ça? Like they're just
fish.
like
Yeah, they're a mark.
fish. Is it
Yeah.
the term? Like
Yeah.
they just. It's exactly what they want. It's exactly what they want. They're fans.
They're fans.
They're not politically involved or whatever. They're just a fan of this person. Like
Trudeau is a fucking loser. He's just a piece of garbage. Biden doesn't know where he is. Bro, Trump was a walking farce. There's no politician that you can get behind. Like, just enjoy the moment, laugh at them.
Even Pierre
He couldn't
Poilievre
kill
starting
people.
to piss me off.
Yeah, fucking Millhouse is starting to, he's being
'Cause,
weird.
bro, he won't stop fucking calling me.
Me too.
His team.
Me too.
It's pissing me
I'm
off,
getting
bro.
upset, yeah.
It's like, bro, stop reminding me to go and vote for you and fucking do your job, bro. Like, it's pissing me off.
That's his job, though, right now, is to do that.
I understand.
It's
but, bro,
annoying.
Yeah, I got it once, bro. I got
Yeah.
your voicemail. Chill, bro.
Yeah. The only reason why I give him a break on that is because it's the same thing with us. We always have to advertise our shows.
You're right.
So I get it.
You're right.
I get it, but it's fucking brutal. I know politicians.
have you had politicians?
I've had very few
Okay.
politicians, not surprised to anyone.
Yeah.
Don't like long form, unedited conversations.
Yeah, that's the thing.
that they have no power over.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I know who's like real, who's saying what they're saying.
Yeah.
Is when they agree to it, and then when they pussy out, when they disappear, that's when you know. Like, what was the chick's name that now she's, I think, the foreign minister? She was downstairs here.
The fucking.
Trudeau's right. Anyway, she was
Mélanie
supposed-
Joly?
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She was supposed to, and then she
I
just
voted for
disappeared.
that
She
bitch.
just ghosted us. You remember that?
Oh,
yeah.
she ghosted you.
Yeah. Which was amazing because it proved my point.
It suits the personality I thought she
but
had. Yeah.
it proved my point. I go,
She's
oh,
so
they,
fake.
Yeah. I go, oh, of course she said yes when she was being asked by Guido, and then he's like, yeah, we got the numbers exchanged, and then ghost completely.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and she was downstairs, like her
She's
campaign
the
office
worst.
downstairs. Yeah,
She
it wasn't
just
hard. She
Says
just had,
words that don't mean shit,
exactly.
and she just keeps.
But
on,
I had said that, and people didn't listen to me, and then they learned, like Guido, they found out by that experience. I go, I told you, bro, she's a politician. They're all just politicians.
She's never gonna like a podcast setting. I don't know if she did it.
No, it would be absurd for her because
Yeah.
she's gonna say the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
she's
Of
the
course,
wrong
in 2
thing.
hours. Yeah,
They're the
exactly.
wrong. Yeah.
In 2 hours, she cannot just filter out and just polish everything.
You can't
she
be
says.
fake for that long.
Exactly.
It comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would get her drunk and see what she says. I'm sure she would be worse than Marie-Pierre Morin in a bar.
But I don't even want that because I don't care about your
No,
personal
me
stuff.
neither.
If you're working, if you're hired, you've been voting as a politician, just do your fuck. But be honest. Don't say I'm gonna do this to get votes and then be like fuck these people. That's what I hate.
That's why I asked if you had politicians, because I think
rare.
you're really into genuineness in general and authenticity. So it would be hard in that kind of setting, or especially with you, to play a role, to just have an alter
I'll
ego
catch
for
you.
that long. Yeah, you're gonna catch them, or they're just gonna hate their experience, and then after that, you're just gonna have so many calls from them. Can you cut this? Can you?
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, good
cutting
thing.
shit.
Good thing. Yeah. So are we live?
No, we're not live.
Okay.
We're not live.
If you have a politician, put it live. Maybe
if-
don't tell them as well.
No. I wouldn't.
Don't
I
just
wouldn't.
don't have politicians.
No, I wouldn't do it by secret. I would have a politician I've had a couple, but they're always smaller time, and they were more willing. They wanted some exposure.
Okay.
But I want some big guns just to get it from the horse's mouth. Like, look, you're not in the parliament now. No one's blocking you. Tell me, what is this? Why'd you do this? Why did this happen? Explain yourself.
They're
And
never
let's
gonna
see-
do that.
But that's the thing. If you really think you're right, you would do it because you're like, I got nothing to hide. The reason why they don't is because they're like, well, now I have no one to protect me.
Yeah.
So if I say the truth, I'm going to get fucked. If I lie, he's going to call me out on it. I can't lie. So they're like, nah, I'd rather not do it.
Or it can come back to bite them in the ass
Yeah.
years after.
But the truth
They think
shouldn't
about
bite
this
you in
thing.
the ass. The truth shouldn't bite you in the ass.
Exactly, yes. But the truth, like we're talking about politics.
But the truth only bites
What
them in the
is
ass because
truth?
they all because they fuck each other over.
Exactly.
They fuck us over.
I stopped voting a long time ago. I
don't
feel
know
like
if that's
I'm
the
very
right thing.
anarchist. I know.
That's
I
the
don't
other thing.
think it's
I
a
feel
good thing.
guilty about it if
me
I don't
too.
vote.
Me too. I don't feel like it's a good thing. I just feel so despised, like so disgusted by all that it just makes me angry. If I have some political views about something, I'm gonna go to a protest. I go to a lot of protests.
I used to protest when I was younger.
I go protest. I have a good tribune online as well. If I have any political message to convey, I'm gonna go through Instagram, for example. People are gonna listen to what I say, but I don't think my vote is gonna change anything. And of course, if there's someone that's very pro sex work, I'm gonna do everything I can to vote for them and make people vote for them, because that's the part that really touches me. But anything, like I've been to every BLM protest that was.
You went to every BLM protest.
Yeah.
That's very dumb.
Yeah.
But what?
No, I think it was the thing to do.
Here we had BLM protests. They weren't real BLM protests,
They were huge.
but they weren't real. It wasn't BLM. We called it BLM.
It was during
Was
the
it?
BLM. It was
But it was exactly
right after George Floyd.
But that's the thing. It had nothing. We just tagged along. We jumped and they started taking down. I think John A.
At least
McDonald's
people
statue.
talked about it. That's that. I don't think any police changed their behavior because of that. But at least it made it, like it brought it to Canada, so people were talking about
That's
it.
a good headline,
reflecting on it.
Poseidon. I love the top headline.
This one.
Yeah, that's a good way of writing stuff. Click on that. After thousands marched peacefully in Montreal, small group clashes with police.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was this the one where they
That's
broke?
actually funny.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of putting it. Yeah,
That's actually really funny.
yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't like BLM. I don't like that organization. Not the.
I don't
not-
like the organization. I just like the message, and I think that the fact that it happened as well in Montreal, as well in Canada, as well in so many cities outside of the US. If just police officers personally in themselves can ask themselves the good question and change behaviors or act different, if it can just bring that, awesome.
But you know what you need? You need, like, let's say here, it would be the mayor. The mayor would have to come out with the commissioner. Do you need them to work and be like, look, right now there's a zero tolerance. There's zero tolerance. Because right now, I think if they catch you, like it happens a lot, police brutality or whatever, but they're always skirt around it. Now there should be a zero tolerance. If you see politicians actually working and being like, we have a zero tolerance policy. If we see that there's a police officer, all he does is stop young black dudes, whether they did something or not. He's always fucking with them. That guy at zero should be fired. But you see politicians, they'll have a Black Lives Matter flag, they'll have a gay pride, they'll have whatever they want, but they never actually do anything. That's why there's all Black Lives Matter, the organization. They were supposed to make changes. Whereas the money, remember there's a whole documentary about this online. $0 they raised millions to anything actual tangible, but the chick who had it bought a mansion, but all.
What the
heck? Yeah. T'as pas vu ça? You didn't see that? Yeah, that's
Is
what I'm
it true,
saying.
though? Are
That's
we
what-
just-
No, it's
is
true,
it
it's true, it's
rumors
true.
or-
It's true. She even had a good excuse for it. She said, I need it so we can have like get-togethers and talk about stuff.
Patrice,
Oh my God.
Patrice Khan.
It sounds like mega churches in the US.
It's like mega churches. It's like mega churches. Yeah, you pay your way into heaven.
What the heck? Buying binge.
Inside BLM co-founder
Shut the
Patrice
fuck
Khan
up.
Cooler's $1 million real estate buying binge. She just kept buying
this is
buildings.
mainstream
Buying.
media.
Fucking
yeah.
smart. Because people like me are stupid and they give her money. That's why.
She got super greedy or what? Or she
No,
was
it just
point from
that's
the
what
beginning?
happens. That's what happens. You become big enough to
She
be
bought 4 high-end homes for $3.2 million in the
genius.
U.S. alone.
I love her. Genius.
What?
What do you want me to tell you? You're dumb enough to give. I would have asked, "Where's my money going?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But we jump on
How did she raise that money? Like a GoFundMe or it was something different?
BLM used to have all kinds of like ways to raise money in the beginning, so they would
Yeah,
just
I even shared this thing.
yeah. We were all
Contributed to
complicit.
your wealthness.
Well, in the beginning, it was the same thing for me. When I saw the thing, it came out Black Lives Matter. I was like, yeah, I agree.
These are the houses she
That's
bought.
what I said. That's what I said in the beginning. I was like, of course, I agree. Yeah, Black lives do matter. And then it started to
she's
get
an indoor
weird.
pool.
I know. Then it started to get weird. It started to be like, I was like, Black lives matter, but why are we destroying black businesses? Why are they setting fires to black? I was like, wait a second. If Black lives matter, why did we just destroy a black guy's house? The fuck's happening? So then I started to think, I go, I don't like the group mentality. I backed off. I was like, I don't like to join groups because now they're doing stupid shit. And then because there was Black Lives Matter, and then they were having Black Lives Matter protests, and it's a bunch of white guys setting a black business on fire. I was like, the fuck is this? So I backed off, and then now 2 years later, I see that even on top of the organization, there was snakes.
Yeah, look,
So if
she
you-
actually
if you
bought
don't-
5.
That's why
Oh
don't
my
join.
God.
Don't join groups.
Gorgeous houses though.
In LA, 1.4 milli. Conwyers, Georgia, 450,000.
Poseidon, you know what the lesson is here? The lesson is don't join groups. If you don't like racism, fucking don't be racist.
That's my question. If you don't like this group thing,
Don't
what
be,
do you do for the
don't be
the black movement?
Okay, what I do for the black, I don't attack black people.
That's
I don't
already-
discriminate
that's a
against black.
fucking-
What more do you want me to do? You want me to give her my money so she can buy another house? I just don't hurt people based
I'm
on
just
their.
not racist. The
I just
fucking
don't
basis.
judge people based on the color of their skin. That's all I can do. That's what we should all be doing.
Yeah.
But this other shit it's fake bullshit. It's just like the gas. They put a
get
tax on it to help the environment. I'm still buying the gas. You're still using a private jet to fly to your fucking meetings. What are you talking about? It's nonsense. And people feel good. People feel like I just stopped racism because I spent $20. How did that stop racism? You know, stop racism. Stop being fucking racist.
Yeah.
If your neighbor, I don't know if your neighbor is being mean to step in, like do shit like that. Don't give fucking idiots money. It doesn't help. Don't be racist.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you could do. What else do you
call
want me to
out
do?
racism?
If I see racism, of course I'll call out racism. But where am I going to see racism to call it out? Like in real life, forget online. Online is easy. Everyone wants to be a hero. But in real life, the last time I saw anything legitimately racist in real life with Preach, when we were doing the North Show,
Yeah.
he didn't want us to do anything. He didn't want us to do anything.
Because you wanted to beat them up, or
Well, it was an old lady. We just wanted to go have a talk with her.
Yeah.
But Preach didn't want. He's like, nah, bro, it's a waste of
Really?
energy. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
I call it out way too often. I think I see a lot of racism for a very, very, very white girl.
But is it real
I hear
racism or is it you thinking something's racist?
Oh no! I don't look for it. It's just when I hear something, I just don't want to condone it. I'm not gonna associate with these people. After
There you
that,
go.
When something
But-
happens,
okay,
like
but
that.
that's it. So
And
let's
I
say-
just want to wake them up.
Let's say right now we're having a podcast, right?
Yeah.
And Poseidon is like, the good thing about the podcast today is Pantelis
was no black man.
Yeah, Pantelis didn't invite any black people. That would have sucked.
I would call it out.
But that's what I'm saying. Then we're like, Poseidon's not one. He's not part of the crew. That's a little weird. You get
yeah.
it? That's all you could do, and then you cut him off. Like but you can't. By me being like, I'm gonna stop racism. I'm gonna give this lady some money to buy another house. That doesn't stop It's so stupid. It's so stupid. The sentence, they had the best sentence, Black Lives Matter. They had the best sentence. It makes sense. The organization did dick. It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
If anything, they did worse than not do anything. They actually
Yeah, they did.
they tricked people.
They did trick people. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
like all good politicians.
You mean the lady that bought out these houses? Or
100%.
yeah, the
politicians?
organization did
100%.
trick people. Yeah,
Okay,
because when you gave money,
Yeah,
you
people were
thought
so angry about that. They were so emotional about that. Like people are just gonna blindly give money, and then
Yeah.
some dicks is gonna use this money as
they
this
took
bitch.
advantage
what
of
they did-
people's emotions and people's want to.
But this isn't even a BLM thing. What they did happens every day. Mega churches,
100%.
political
Yeah,
parties,
it's
people
money.
people go after your emotions, and you're like, I'm sick. My family's sick. I'm gonna give to the church so God can help me. And then the pastor's buying a fucking Rolls Royce. It's the same fucking thing. They play on your emotions like this. So many people jumped in because they're like, they're probably gonna have like youth organizations. They're gonna try to rebuild areas that were fucked up. I'm gonna give money. And then they didn't put the money in anywhere. She's buying fucking houses. We gotta get organized. They were setting fire to black businesses. I don't like any of this shit. I don't want to be. That's why I don't want to be associated to groups.
This demon is worth 760 million.
Yeah, that's my example of motherfuckers.
This guy, bro, $760 million, bro. Because God needs that money.
Yeah, exactly. He needs that money. It's ridiculous. And then they just brag about all the private jets that they buy and stuff like that. Gonna do a very weird segue to Alain Godet.
Oh, I like Alain.
If there's money you want to donate somewhere and it's gonna reach a very important point, and he's not gonna buy any houses or horror or whatever with that.
It's mostly paying for people to help.
Were you?
I was not invited. No, I was not invited.
You were not invited.
No.
Okay. Yeah, that was it was not a lot of people. I think it was 8 comedians that night.
Well, me, it's because I don't have the best relationship with the handicap community.
I thought you were about to say not the best relationship with Mike, where it was like, duh. With the handicap, but
we don't get along.
Alain loves you.
Me and Alain are actually rivals. We hate each other.
What the heck?
Yeah, he...
Shut the fuck up, it's impossible.
We got into a couple of fights, me and Alain.
It's impossible.
He tried to run me over with his fucking chair.
Me too, but it's love.
When
he tries to run you over with the wheelchair, it's love there.
I punched him in the head, and then he punched me back.
We don't... Yeah, with the robot arm.
Yeah, he used... Look, that's a weapon.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I told him I don't want anything to do with any of the handicap community in Quebec. You're all bad people. I'm going to generalize. No, I like Alain. Alain likes me. I like him too. It's just it wasn't when it was organized. They had already booked who they booked. Mm-hmm. I wasn't part of it.
Okay.
But that's the only reason. But no, I like
Mike announced somewhere. I don't remember what he was selling, what he was saying, but I screamed, Pantelis! I was certain it was you coming on the stage at this moment, and I don't know who came on this.
I hope it was Preach.
Whoever it was, I was disappointed it wasn't you.
Oh, no.
No, we knew Preach wasn't there that night, but maybe you just told us he wouldn't be there, so we were like, Preach!
But no, I didn't.
We raised a lot of money. That's so cool.
How much money did you raise?
We don't have the final number because they're still. That's why I wanted to talk about that. When is this thing coming out?
This week.
Oh, awesome, because they're going to do the auction right now. So Alain takes all the money. First, Alain is a very disabled man. He's my husband. He's my best friend.
He's not that disabled. He's pretending. This has been Alain Godet's fucking trick.
I've seen him walk. I've seen him walk.
I've seen him run. I've seen Alain run. I've seen him get into a fist fight with a bartender.
It's a miracle.
He's such a fraud. It's a miracle. Set something on fire, you'll see he's gonna run.
No, but yeah, Alain is through the grace of help and technology, he's able to have a fucking life.
Yeah, he's able to live alone. Yeah. He is living alone since he's 22, 23, I think. He has muscular dystrophy. He's one of the best friends of Mike Ward. That's why Mike does a show for him, a gala every year outside of COVID for him every year. Now it was the 8th show that they did 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
So they kept they raised money for the seats, like for the tickets. They usually raise between 20 and 30K, I think, with the tickets.
But then you could also donate. Yeah. Then they're doing the auctions. Yeah. Like they're really, and all the money, it's technology. It's people to help him, wash him, do all, like it all goes so Alain could live well.
Yeah.
It's a great cause. And Alain's a good dude, but also it's just a great cause.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a great cause because I've been in his life for years now, almost 5 years. So I see how this money is well managed, how he is not like a lot of comedians make jokes that all this money is gonna go into prostitutes.
Yeah,
it's another fund. I just want to say I pay for the horse.
Yeah, she pays for Alain's horse.
Right now I pay for the horse. Yes, that's love right there. I'm not the whore. I hire people.
But it's it's actually a good thing. I like what Mike does.
Yeah, and now that's the thing. That's why we don't know what's the final number, because I was at the entrance harassing people for money with my buckets to make sure that there's more money there.
Yeah.
And then after that, there's an auction. They are gonna put frames of photos with all the comedians that was there signed.
Oh, that's good.
In auctions tomorrow or something like very, very soon. They're gonna do that. So now we're gonna know what's the final amount. It should be between 20 and 30 grand this year.
But this is what I'm saying. These grassroots, this is what people do. They get together, they help out.
Yeah.
I think the mistake is when we allow somebody who's not really attached to it, who's not connected, to take over, and then there's always this overhead, like we just saw with this. Because this is nothing. BLM is just because it's in the news, because it's so polarizing, because you have people that just hate them to hate them, and because it's a new organization, so they're going to try to attack it regardless. Even though this is shitty, you can't defend this. That's completely shitty. But same thing with churches. Same thing. That's what you let these people get big enough. They always fuck you. You have to go grassroots. There's local community. Is in trouble. You have to get your local community together, and you work and you fix that. That's what you have to do.
And usually it's churches, especially in the US. That's the thing. That's why churches are usually exactly what you described. But then when they go in these mega churches,
they become too big, and it's just like politicians.
Greed.
Government, you become too big, and then it's greed and all. It's very hard. That's why you need the community. That's why you need smaller government, smaller community to take care of shit.
And these people, like this motherfucker that we saw, etc., could do anything.
Looks like a
they
demon.
could kill people, and people would still believe in them like they were Jesus. It's ridiculous how people are so easy to
manipulate.
Yeah,
because everyone wants that father figure to tell them what to do. A lot of people don't want to take responsibility. Like, I have to help. Same thing with Black Lives Matter. It's like, so I have to be nice to the black guy next door. I'll just donate money. Let somebody else take care of it. No, bro, fucking stop being an asshole. How about that? Like, you spending money or you not being a dick to the black kid, you not being a dick is going to go way further. Way further than your fucking $10 donation.
True. Yeah. So get informed. That's all what counts. For black rights, for disabled people, for sex work.
Yeah, just don't be an asshole.
Like just don't be an asshole. But then, and some people don't have that instantly. Like sometimes it's just get informed, find infos. That's why my Instagram is really like one post is just sex work education or sex education, and then a photo of my ass, and then sex education, and then a photo of my tits. You see?
Be the same thing.
That's how you make people listen and learn.
I don't know if it's true, but I feel in my head at least like I treat everyone the same, whether you're black, white, Greek, a hooker, a comedian. I feel like I treat everyone the goddamn same way.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
If you're cool, you're cool. I'm not going to treat you any different. If you're an asshole, I don't care what you are. If you're a black asshole, I'm going to treat you like an asshole. If you're a Greek asshole, I'm going to treat you. That's what it is.
I wish everyone had the same open mind as you.
Most people do. It's just we only see the fucking idiots. All you see is the idiots online. Most people don't give a shit. Most people want, just live, do your thing. Just don't bug me. That's how most people want to live. It's just that when you see something, you see extreme. Like Black Lives Matter. We see this lady stealing money. I guarantee you there's smaller Black Lives Matter, like they got involved, they had the Black Lives Matter flag, and they were doing good things for the community. But we're not going to talk about it. Why? Because all we see in the news is the fucking head of the full Black Lives Matter who's stealing fucking money.
Tell me she's in jail or something.
I don't think so, no.
Oh, shit.
Because technically you could kind of do whatever you want with that money. She didn't. She never signed a thing that said, I'm going to spend it on this. So if she wants, she could buy a boat in reality. She shouldn't. Morally, it's reprehensible. But I don't think there's any legal.
The laws on non-profits
are very vague.
Very vague in the United States of America. So you could call something a non-profit, but you could literally take half the money and be like,
because it doesn't belong to her. It belongs to...
That could be a non-profit.
Yeah.
Well, because there's no real amount that is obliged by law to give.
Yeah, it's crazy.
To the cause.
Yeah. So she could give $10 and then keep $100 million. Yeah. She's like, I gave $10 back. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Even here?
I don't know. Here it's fucked up too. Here churches get away with a lot too here, but not as much as in the States.
Yeah, there's a salary cap. Just non-profit in general.
There's a salary cap in I think in
the
Canada.
NHL.
No, in Canada. There's a salary cap for if you work for a non-profit. I think if you're a CEO, you could basically have expenses. But if your expenses
exceed a certain amount,
then it starts to look fishy, and then you get investigated. You get audited.
Yeah, that's good actually. That's a good thing to do because they take advantage. But anyways, all I'm saying is I guarantee there's Black Lives Matter smaller groups that are actually doing good shit within their community. They're probably getting together like, okay, this guy needs help. Let's do this. Let's fix this business up. They're doing stuff, and you're never going to hear about it because the negative story always goes further.
Yeah.
And this is a big story. It's still millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you not everyone falls under, just like government, right? You have some towns, like let's say Quebec, you have some mayors that are fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the guy, what's his name? Tardif, the guy in, where were we? Not Drummondville? I think he might be the Drummondville.
Oh, the place with the cheese.
Where we met him.
Victoriaville?
Yeah, but we met him backstage. That guy, I've been looking at his, people love him. I think he's part of the conservative party over there. People love him. He's like the youngest mayor. He's been doing, he was a mayor for another city before. And everyone, he actually does shit. He organizes, he raises money, he does shit. He's a young guy. He likes it.
Oh,
so
cool.
you'll go around and you'll find it does politicians that. So it's not because in the grand scheme of things, like me, I talk a lot of shit about politicians. You are still gonna find some good people who get into it because they wanna make the community
At the
better.
city scale, I feel like they could be way more.
They could be way
good
more
guys. What do you
unless.
think about Québec Solidaire? Let's say
Which one are they? What do they
Québec
do?
Solidaire is like Manon Mancé and.
Oh no! First of all, I thought Manon Mancé was. I swear to God, ask him. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was Legault.
What?
I thought it was Legault.
You thought it was
Dressed
the same
up.
person? Oh,
Yeah.
what the heck?
Yeah, I thought he was playing a prank on me.
She's been here forever.
I thought it was you know when they do that with like the filters. I thought it was the same person.
Oh my
Yeah. And I was
God.
like, stop, bro. And then he's like, it's a real fucking person. And I go, it looks just like Legault. I thought it was a joke, so I can't take her
don't even
seriously.
look alike. Put them aside one and
What's
the
her
other.
what's
So
her
funny.
platform?
It's what's her platform? What's her
Like what does
party?
she want to do?
she's with Québec Solidaire.
But what do they do?
They're the most open.
Yeah, you're telling me
like,
that's not the same person? Are you joking? Go back.
I don't. Feel
You don't
like
see the
they look-
resemblance.
oh
It
my
looks
God,
like
the mustache
it
is so
looks like
funny
they
though.
must be related at least.
He is such a lazy drag queen. It's insane. Look, he doesn't even bother.
Hold on, you're telling me.
Okay, mustache.
So you're telling me you don't see the resemblance.
I was
They
about
could be
to
siblings.
disagree, but now I really feel
Okay,
like
so
they're
you see
brother
what
and sister.
I'm not trying to.
Same eye color.
Okay.
I'm not
It's-
even trying to insult either of them. What I'm saying is they look alike.
It's Legault with a wig.
Yeah, they look so much
oh
alike.
my God, they
I'm
look
not
alike
crazy.
so much.
There's some people that look alike and they're not related. There are probably people that look alike and they're not related.
I'm so okay. I really see what you mean.
So, anyways, so since then, because I thought it was a joke, I thought it was fake, so I never looked into it. I thought it was that people were playing a prank on me.
Oh,
Yeah, in the morning show, I was yelling at him because I thought he was lying, and then I found out it was real. What's her platform? What does she want?
I as I said, I'm not too politically
Oh.
inclined.
then I have no
I
idea.
just know that usually when they go in the media and they have an opinion on something, I'm usually agreeing with what they say.
Them?
Like that, yeah.
Yeah,
they're
that's what I'm saying. What do they say?
Way more open. I wouldn't say left, right. I'm pretty sure it's pretty very left.
So they're very left.
I
But
would
what do they
say-
want? What do they say? They want more
They're-
taxes. Fuck it. I'm not giving you my money.
They're a very small political party. Like they're the political party. I think they have like 2-3 seats.
Okay.
That's it. I wouldn't want to, like, I'm sure Wikipedia could tell you way more than me. I just know that every time they have something to say about any issues, they come in the media, and I really agree with what they say. I feel like if they were at the in power, there's some things that could evolve way faster.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
That's the thing. I mean, everything that's like modern, actually, like things that you might not really like, actually.
What's the
I
name
think
of the
about that.
kid
That's
who
why I
used
wanted
to-
to know your opinion about that. Because
I have to look out. I have to, Poseidon, you're looking at the wrong thing. I don't know why you're still stuck on
He's
nonprofit.
still a nonprofit.
You're the worst fucking producer I've had on this show.
What do you want me to check?
He's like the only producer you had
Yeah,
on the show.
Quebec
Right?
Solidaire, bro. Like, what's their platform? I am curious.
But I don't know what you mean by platform, though.
Platform
is-
means like, so every political party has a platform. Like us, we stand for this.
Okay.
We stand for I don't know, small businesses. We stand for individual rights and freedoms.
Okay.
We stand for more, or it could be we stand for, I don't know, more police beating up black people. Like you could stand for whatever you want, and then you know kind of what you're voting for.
Mm-hmm.
So every party has their basic platform that they're running on. You know, if you vote for us, we're gonna decriminalize weed, or we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
criminalize prostitution, or whatever. So them, I want to know what their platform is.
So in addition,
Clearly, they're pro-sex work. They're pro decriminalization of drugs. They're pro.
So
I'm
in addition to
for those.
advocating the independence of Quebec from Canada,
Yeah,
the
that's-
party's platform identifies with concepts of environmentalism, feminism,
Yeah.
social justice, proportional representation, and participatory democracy, pacifism, Aboriginal rights, and alter globalism.
I'm gonna be honest.
That
I don't
makes sense.
hate all those things. I kind of like some of those.
I don't know what some of these mean.
They're very different opinion in the
Feminism
media.
is a long-standing joke. Social justice, Poseidon, means justice. Social
Please elaborate on that. I want to hear that.
feminism.
Feminism.
But there is no the fact that they
fucking
write
bitches.
no the fact that they write feminism is a little stupid right now because it's just you're like, what do you mean by feminism? You want to have equal rights? Females do have equal rights. Like no. Now we're at a new level of like, so make a new word for it. Because when I see feminism, that's what I see. I see equal rights. Like men and women
yeah,
are equal.
yeah.
But when I see feminism, that's what I see.
And you think we have equal rights?
In Quebec, Canada, of course we have equal rights. I don't have any more
What
rights
about the
than you
wage
do.
gap?
There's no wage gap in
There's
in-
a wage gap. Like
no wage
there's stats that prove that there's a wage gap.
There's stats that
in
prove the
Canada.
opposite. No, not in Canada. The wage gap that you're talking about in Canada, I love that you brought it up. So it's not an actual wage because it's called a wage gap, right? Which would mean that me and you, we go do the same job. You're gonna get paid less for the same job. That's not how it works in Canada.
Actually,
If you
Or-
take the,
it's actually the opposite. So the wage gap that they're calculating, they show you statistics are, and this I'm well versed in this. I'm glad you asked
yeah,
me
I
this.
see the sparkles in your eyes right now.
Because
I'm
I like
listening.
educating people on this. This is for North America. I'm not talking about if anybody brings up Saudi or whatever, they can't even speak.
I'm all
I'm
ears.
talking about the modern world. The way they calculate the wage gap is they say they'll take let's say a man and a woman and they'll do a lifetime. And they'll be like, in a lifetime, a man's average, he made X amount of money. A woman made this much less than him, right? But they don't take into account what fields of work the men go in versus what the women go to. Men more often go into stuff it's a bit more dangerous sometimes, or a bit more work, a bit more time, and they'll make more money because of that, because it's a different job. Same thing with the CEOs. Say there's not enough women CEOs, but no one decides you're a CEO. You work to get there. A lot more men are willing to sacrifice their social life, their family life, in order to build a business, become that high, where a lot of women aren't. There's also years off where women take, rightfully so, when they start a family. Men don't have to do that. Like men now take paternity leave too, but in general, women get pregnant. So that time that you're away, that time that you're away, you're not getting paid. So because they're talking about overall, they're not talking about a job. They're not talking about me and you go to McDonald's, they're going to pay you less. That's illegal. You can't do that here.
Yeah.
It's been illegal for a long time. You can't do that.
Of course, at McDonald's.
But no, a job, and the rest is negotiating. So let's say we have a high-paying job, negotiating. That's not because men stop you from doing it. It's who's the better negotiator. And I bring this up too. I remember when there was a woman who was less qualified than me when I was working back in VR. There was a woman that was actually this was mobile apps. She was less qualified than me, less experience. Everything less. But because I was a fucking idiot, she was a way better negotiator. So a year, she was making, I think, 20 G's more than me.
Whoa.
And she was doing less work than I was. But because when she came
Why
time
less
to...
work?
Because I had 16 projects, she had 2.
Okay.
It was my fault because I was an idiot. I kept saying yes. I did what they say generally women do in the workplace. They're more passive. You get it. So I had fucked myself. I didn't know about this. At the time, I was new in the field. So I barely negotiated. I just accepted. And she was smarter. She negotiated. It's like, nah, if you want me, I want this much, this much. And good for her, more power to her. And that's how, when it comes to negotiating, that's what you have to do. But women, apparently, this is statistically, I'm not making it up, they're more inclined to rather be agreeable than to cause tension by negotiating. So even though you know that if you negotiate with me, I'll give you the 10 G's more, it's like you don't want to bug me kind of because they're more social, whereas guys, they're willing to sacrifice that. But most women are not. Most women want to be cool, but guys are willing to sacrifice. And the women that aren't, they go higher. The women that are a bit less social, the women that are like, fuck that, I don't care if this guy doesn't like me, I don't care if that one bitch doesn't like me, they move higher, just like men. So, but it has nothing to do with male or female. It has to do with what career you go
little
in.
to do, maybe.
But it has...
When you think about that,
Yeah.
this woman, for example, do you think that if every man in every position in the industry she wanted to work in took her as seriously as a man,
But
it would have worked.
just give me... But
outside
let's
of the
go...
fact that they get pregnant, outside of the
No,
fact
but
that
that's
they
what- but let's
might
go
be
closer.
more passive.
Let's not be too general because then we can't even talk about it. Just pick one. Let's go closer. Just pick one thing. Pick like, I don't know...
Finance, whatever, because that's a very man industry.
Okay,
let's say.
okay.
Do you know who's the wealthiest woman in the world? Let's say.
The wealthiest woman in the world now? Yeah, it's
She's probably
Jeff
hired-
Bezos' ex. It's
Is
true.
it?
Yeah.
Really? Is
Yeah.
it? Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
If you don't count
It's
royalty.
a man who
I don't count
usually
royalty.
it's a heiress or someone who inherited the money
Yeah.
from a man or from a divorce there. But then,
Yeah.
for example, the L'Oreal woman, she was for a long time the wealthiest woman in the world. She's a French woman. And L'Oreal was started by a man, and then she
Took over the business.
inherited of it. Yeah, exactly. Took over the business, but inherited all the billions that she had. Outside of that, maybe now at the moment, but I mean, I would love to have stats for you, but I would be very surprised if there's not a wealth gap now.
There might be a wealth gap, but that's not a wage gap. No one's stopping. That's what I'm trying to tell you is no one's putting a cap like, oh, no. You've reached your quota, Sonia. You can't have any more money. If you work, you're going to make... The problem is that... Not even a problem. For years... So let's say before the 80s, because before the 80s when women were more at home, it doesn't count.
Yeah, no, we're talking about now.
Let's talk about now. Now it's all open. More women, though, are going to choose jobs or less risk that don't pay as much as the... But there's a risk to it. So let's say a guy is a CEO. Let's say Amazon, for example. Amazon, I don't have Amazon money. I'm never going to have billions. In order for him to make Amazon's a huge endeavor. It requires hours of this guy not seeing his family. So that's a risk he took, because he could have risked everything. I don't like Bezos, but I'm just saying, but what he did to create it, he could have risked everything, family life, whatever, not make it. He would have been a poor loser. No one would have liked him. And he would have wasted his whole life. He risked that. Statistically, women don't do the same. Women are not willing to risk everything, social life, not this and that, just to work for 70, 80 hours. It's not a bad thing, because in the end, you win and you lose some stuff. So the guys who do that, they win economically, let's say, but they lose a lot of shit that later on in life they regret. They lose, they don't start a family, they don't have they don't have that good friend, they don't have that. Whereas the women that aren't willing to sacrifice it, in general, they end up having stronger social ties that serves them better in the long run. So every person's winning or losing something. In the long run, the way I look at it now statistically, it seems like the women end up winning long scale, because money comes and goes, and there's always a limit of how, even if you have $1 billion, you could have done it with 10 million, you would have still been happy. You get it? And the women that didn't sacrifice that, they end up having a happier life because they have friends, family, they do the whole thing. And then the guys end up writing crazy shit on Twitter, like Elon Musk say right now, who fucking like. So in the long run, I think it's better to sacrifice the money for you to have a better social life, take care of your family, and build something like a community is better. But no one's stopping women from taking the same dumb decisions men do. Because it is a lot of times a dumb decision. You risk everything. Like, I've put so much hours into just creating what I've created now. I've missed birthdays, weddings. I've missed so much social shit.
But you're the boss. You give yourself your own chance. I don't think
There's
I
no
agree
way.
with most of what you're saying, but I think if Bezos was a woman, people would have not taken her as seriously as people has taken.
But how much
It
shit?
would have closed doors right on his nose.
But what doors? He built everything.
There's billionaire women.
Yeah, there's billionaire women, but I mean, he
How
built.
many?
So let's say
comparison?
Amazon.
A lot, actually.
I didn't know who owned Amazon. I just assumed Amazon was a group of people. I didn't know. I only recently, when Bezos was in the news, I know it's a guy. But I never
But
once.
for you as a buyer, but I mean, people were
that's
giving
how you
him
make your money.
business opportunities.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was a woman, it would have been much differently, because it's all the non-verbal things. I don't think that people take women as seriously.
Maybe, but when it comes to, because we're talking about money, when it comes to finance and money, the truth is they don't see black, they don't see white, they don't see penis, they don't see vagina, they see money. If they can make money off you. So if women were making 30% less now, all you would see in the workplace is women. Because if I'm an owner of a business, I'm going to save some money. I'm just going to hire broads but that's not the way it works. You pay people what the value is. So if you have a regular job, like a McDonald's job, you have to pay everyone the same. If you have a job like me where it depends on what you do, I'd rather get the best person for the job. I don't give a shit if it's a woman or a man. What the fuck do I care? I need the best in order to move forward. But no one's stopping women. Like, there's no block right now. No one's telling, like, there's no limit. Oh, you can't start on Amazon. You could do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to invest the time and the money, you could do it. No one stops you. That's what I'm saying about the wage gap. When I was told about the wage gap, it was told to me like men and women make different money now for the same job. But that's never, they talk about overall. The stats are all overall. My wife now, she studied in HR. And she had a thing a few years ago when she was graduating. She was getting her master's. There was a reference, there was a questionnaire thing, and she lost her fucking mind. She's like, this is so fucking weird. Because they were telling her in the book, they were giving an example of a hotel, and there was a maid and the bellhop. And
What is a bellhop?
A bellhop is the guy that takes your bags upstairs.
Le valet?
Le valet.
Okay.
You know, valets get tipped a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And they were saying how there's a wage. They were trying to show look, there's a wage gap between men and women because she's making this much, he's making this. And my wife, who you'd think, she's like, wait, but it's two different jobs.
Yeah.
It's two different jobs. Yeah, it's all in the hotel. It's two different jobs, and one is known for the tips.
Yeah.
But the reason why men do that is because there's heavy luggage.
Yeah.
So you're not going to find as many women in that, obviously.
Yeah.
But you can't just say, there's a way. For example, me and you're going to make way more money when it comes to sex like stuff.
Yeah.
If we had a
work
strip
in
club,
the only industry where the wage gap is the other side.
we can
Men
have
in my
all
industry
women in
are
there.
paid way less than women.
Me and you could be at a strip club. It could be 99% women. You're still going to make a shit ton more money than I am. It's normal. There's stuff that I can't compete in. There's stuff that we can't. It's never going to be. Back in the day, there was stuff that was not even available to women. Women don't even think about it. You're not going to go in. Now everything's available. Everything's available. No one's stopping anyone. In fact, we're even pushing women more. We're like, hey, push women businesses, push this. And still they're saying but the gap is because it's such a huge thing. You're counting the top of the top. I'm not a billionaire. but we're counting the Bezos and you're counting all this and that. I don't even have that money. I'm a CEO. Bezos is a CEO. Am I saying how the fuck come that guy? No, because it's two different businesses. It's two complete
Discrimination about guy who has hair.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not. It's just we have to. He made a fucking crazy decision about Amazon's insane as a concept that you can order everything. It's insane.
Yeah.
If it was a woman, it would still be insane to do it. And that's why I'm telling you, I don't know what to tell you about the wage gap here in North America because no one's putting blocks on us. They used to. You used to not be allowed to speak. They used to. That 100% with you. I'm not for that, obviously. But now when I look at it, unless I'm crazy and I'm just, but
no, I think you're so open-minded that you don't see that
other
people are not like you.
Maybe.
Not everyone is like you. Even people who are going to say,
I've made that
no, I
mistake
don't see the
before.
difference between a man and a woman. I know you. I know you don't see the difference between a man and a woman.
I see the difference, but
Yeah,
there's
but I
no
know
like
you don't judge them differently.
I don't
you
give a
don't
shit.
put them
Yeah.
in different scales. But most people will do, even though they will never admit it. They're going to put them in scales. Even in like their subconscious is going to think of them differently. So it's going to close doors on their nose. I'm sure of that.
For sure, it's kind of like racism. For sure, there's prejudices, and for sure, you're gonna have
same thing for a black person.
Yeah, that's what I'm. So for sure, you're gonna have like, let's say right now, I don't know, you're Poseidon. Can you fill up her meter?
Oh, are we there?
But I don't have the.
I have the
Yeah,
app.
I sent it to you.
Here.
Okay, the app.
It's
Here, just
Do you want the spot?
no. Here, just put it in.
I have enough tickets in my car. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do it in my car. If I can.
Oh, you have the app too?
Yeah. It's just because
Oh.
I didn't want to like interrupt.
Oh no,
us.
don't worry. I'm gonna set up the next because what I'm saying is, for example,
You're so tight. It's exactly at the moment it stopped.
I have
So
good
good.
instincts.
Yeah.
You're learning.
Usually
now.
when I
I'm
have
an
a
alien.
call, usually it's always 2 hours time, and usually my calls are always more than 2 hours. I always send the screenshot to my assistant, and then she
To do
does
it?
it. So today Poseidon was my assistant, but he fucked it up.
Bad assistant.
You're not hired.
I'm a good
Poseidon.
assistant.
Well, yeah, and especially since you have like three things to do at the
Actually,
same
speaking
time.
of assistants.
No, before you
women
go, hold on.
assistants
Before you
get
go with
paid.
because we're gonna come to this for a second.
Okay.
But it's just the wage gap thing. Because I used to believe it 100% and just say it like it was real. And then it was the past couple of years when stats were coming out and stuff. I was like, oh wait, that's not what I thought it meant. Because I thought wage gap, that's what it meant. I thought wage gap meant you do the same job, you get paid less. But apparently the way they calculate it is over a person's life. But it's like, that doesn't make sense
Okay.
because and also women don't go in the same fields as men do.
Yeah.
No one's stopping them.
Yeah, true.
But like me, for example, I don't do construction. I'm not. I'm. Look at me. Look at these fucking hands. They're not made for construction. I don't have man hands. But if I did have man hands, I could make some fucking money
Yeah,
doing that shit.
yeah. Of course,
But I
you're a
can't-
strong man.
But I'm
You're
fucking
stronger
strong.
than any woman almost.
But there you go. But I can't do. Me personally, I can't do it. So I can't be like, hey, these motherfuckers can do it. Women can't do that. It doesn't make enough, and it makes a lot of money. But women can't do it, or most women can't do it. Let's say. So there's all these jobs and stuff that were men specific that were making more money, not because they were men, but because you needed it. Like you can't negotiate whether you need a building or not. You need a fucking building.
Yeah.
This is what it fucking costs. This is what it fucking costs. But since women were mostly doing, let's say, secretary, assistant jobs, there's a cap. Look, I could get an assistant. There's a level of how much I'm willing to pay for an assistant. Not because it's a woman, but any assistant, there's a level. So
You
if
see,
all
assistant,
women,
you see a woman right away in your head.
no, that's what I told you. Is assistants were mostly. It's not me. Statistically, we're mostly women. The secretaries were mostly women. Receptionists were mostly women. But what I'm saying is those jobs, they were mostly women. And there's a cap of those jobs. There's a limit of how much you can make in those jobs, whether you like it or not. So of course, at the end of the life, if you're comparing construction workers, CEOs, finance people, all those years, and you're stewardesses, all the stuff that were women specific, centric, receptionists, secretaries, all that. If you look at the number of how much they made in a lifetime, of course one is drastically different because there's a limit of those jobs. There's how much you can make.
Yeah.
So the statistic but no one's stopping, especially now, if you take all those, no one's stopping a woman from trying to start her own company. No one's stopping a woman, if she wanted to, I don't even want to do construction, to get into construction. No one's but that's what I'm saying. I don't tell you. What were you going to say, Poseidon?
No, I was just bringing up certain jobs where women actually make more. The median. They make
Female earth drillers made 100. How much? Go back.
There's a lot less. They make 136.7%.
More than men.
Earth drillers.
Some bullshit. I'm
So
complaining.
now
How?
Well, because they nowadays maybe they negotiate better. They're
Yeah.
like, hey, yo, this is a really tough job for women.
Yeah, that's
You're
what.
and especially nowadays, maybe companies are looking to hire women.
Yeah.
And some women are taking advantage.
You should take advantage.
Like,
That's why
look at-
I
look
told all my black friends when the government was giving black businesses money,
Yeah.
because there was a debate. Oh, should we take it? We're taking advantage.
Yeah.
I said, Take advantage right now.
Right.
I don't give a shit if it's not fair or whatever, because the government's going to give it. They want to be stupid. Take advantage and build your business. Fuck these idiots. Take
All the
advantage.
time it's been unfair. Just take it now.
Don't
that they
think
wanna
about
be
that
fair.
because you have no choice. Whether it's unfair or not, they're going to do it, and it's our money. Take advantage now and just build a business. Don't do anything stupid. Just build a fucking business because there's no point in saying, because the government, they're going to fuck you any chance they get. The fact that now they're scared because we realize they're racist. They're like, black people take one, take it right away. That's what I was telling you. Yeah.
Well, look, cement.
That's a good idea.
Cement masons.
Some of my friends took
I
it.
am so surprised to see these numbers.
Cement masons. Median earnings for women is 80,100.
Where?
This is USD, by the way.
United States of
United
America.
States
Okay.
of America. Median earnings for men is 41,452.
Yeah.
Half. I'll explain to you why also. Well, because there's only number of female workers is about 505. Number of male workers is 49,101.
So let's say a company, they want to add some more women and they're trying to be inclusive, right?
Oh.
It's now you're rare.
Okay.
So if a guy comes like, I want to get paid more, they're like, bro, there's 1,000 people like you could do your job. Shut the fuck up. But the woman, she's like, you want me to do this job? There's maybe 3 other people in the city that could do this.
but not
But they
just
did a
that.
conscious effort to pay them more. It wasn't just like
No. They
it
did a
happened.
conscious effort to hire them. To pay
Yes.
them more is because they didn't want to lose them. Because now that
Okay.
women are a hot commodity, like a lot of people want to have in their. So women, that's where the negotiating comes in. That's when smart women are like, oh, so if it's good for you to have me here, right? All right, pay me, bitch.
But not
Oh,
just
good.
Which is what men used to always do. Men were like, oh, I'm the best in the city. You're going to pay me like I'm the best. Women couldn't do that
But it's-
because women had jobs that any, like receptionist, they could have hired any woman.
Yeah.
You get it? But now, because it's jobs that are specific, you have to be qualified, women are like, oh, so I'm qualified and there's only 3 other women that do it.
Payback time,
Hey,
bitches.
but that's what you have to do. You have to negotiate. Yeah, I know my worth.
But it's not even only male-dominated jobs. Look at female medical transcriptionists. There are 22,264 women and 4,780 men. The women still make 133.9% as much as male medical transcriptionists, with the women at 32,000 a year and the men at 24,000 a year.
But go look at
Is
the
there some government program that makes them?
No. But the other thing is, go look at what you said, the wage gap. Wherever you see that, look into what they're talking about. I'm guaranteeing you, they're going to be talking about the life of a person, and they're going to say, on average, women make this, and then they'll do CEOs. They'll be like, men CEOs make $1 trillion, and women made this. But if you look at how many CEOs there are, if there's 500 men, there's going to be, let's say, 80 women. So of course, if you calculate all together, 500 people are going to make more combined than 80 people are going to make it. So it's very misleading.
It's super biased.
Yeah, all you should care about is it open to everyone? Are you allowed right now? Are there any blocks, if you have the best idea in the world, are there any blocks from you to pursue it that men won't have? Apart from personal ones, like let's say if you're not a good negotiator or something, apart from that, nothing. Education is open
Physical
to everyone.
abilities, but at that time
but
we
physical-
cannot do anything for that.
But you can't do, even me, if I don't have the physical ability to do something physical. But now that's the beauty of the world, is it's all ideas. You make money, a lot of it in your head, because of technology. Like let's say with OnlyFans, for example, you don't have to physically run to every person's house. You could reach 1,000 people without ever leaving your living room.
Yeah.
So technology has given us the ability to do shit that we can never do in the past. Like we could reach more people. And so there's something interesting about all this.
It's actually, you opened my mind to it. That's why I'm not putting my foot down. You know, I would if I wanted to,
But-
because I don't like to say my opinion on something I'm not enough informed, which should everyone.
But I
do.
was with you. There's
But-
no. You could put your foot down because I
But
thought the
I
same
don't
thing
know
for
enough.
years. I believed that because you have to understand. Also, I grew up only with women around me, so obviously I'm gonna go to the defense of the woman. So I always thought in my head, I go, that's some fucking bullshit. And I just thought the way they made it out, I thought like I'll get a job and they'll tell a woman. And then I remember the first time I realized, I was like, wait, how much is she making? She was making 20 G's more than me. And I go, but she's less qualified. I don't understand. And they're like, yeah, but when you had, I go, that was negotiating. Like, yeah, when you met and they were talking about that's negotiating. I was like, oh, fuck, I just took the first thing they gave me.
Oh shit.
But her, even though she didn't have the same experience working, she knew the workforce.
She had
and
knowledge
yeah, and
about
she's
negotiating.
like, no, I want this and this. And they're like,
Yeah.
all right, we could afford that because that's what we need in that position. I was just an idiot.
Okay.
I didn't take it on the woman. I just realized then, I go, oh, fuck, okay, I got to negotiate better. So ever since then, I always negotiate better. You know, you learn. Women, they're newer in this in general. Like how I was new in it, women in general are new to a lot of this world. So they're only learning now, like, oh, wait a second. I could decide, especially if I'm educated, because women are getting more educated than men now.
Yeah.
So they can dictate a lot of the prices. Because like, well, who are you going to get? There's 3 of me with this diploma, and the other 2 are already employed. Who are you gonna get? So you have to learn how to negotiate. But that's it. But they've done all these studies, even in Norway. They was it Norway or Finland? Because they go, oh, it's because women, they're not allowed to do men jobs. So what they did is they left it. Yeah, but it's not true. But it's just there's always excuses.
Yeah.
So construction. So they left it. What did they do? They left it open in Norway. It was Norway and Finland. There's a good statistic about this. Jordan Peterson talks about it when he goes on talk shows. This was funny because they left it open for. They basically promoted. They kind of pushed women. If you want to go into a more guy, you don't have to, but you could. They left it all open, and when it was all open and there was no gender stereotype or whatever, more like 90% of women did traditionally women jobs, and 90% did traditionally men jobs. Because there's stuff that it's just how we are. It's just stuff that we do. It's not
been like this forever as well.
Like,
it takes time. It just takes time.
But also men and women work differently. Women are more inclined to go, they do things, they like more social things. There's just, the way we're built is different.
Yeah.
And men are more like willing to like test, break, and do, it's, it's not that we're dumb. Well, we might be, I don't know what it is, but we're different. So we're attracted to different things. The thing is, some of those things that we're attracted to that are different pay way different.
Yeah.
A school teacher, which I don't agree with because they should get paid
be
more.
the wealthiest.
That I agree. 100%. You're deciding the next generation. However, as it stands, they don't make the most money. There's more school teachers that are women.
Yeah.
A school teacher and an architect don't make the same money. More men go into being architects and more women go into being school teachers. So of course, if you look at their wages, there's a drastic difference. But they're 2 different jobs. I'm not agreeing.
So you're telling me that these stats are biased to the point that they're putting any kind of industry together?
When they
I
say
feel like
men
they
and
would
women,
just put an apple with an apple.
They can't put an apple with an apple because when they put an apple with an apple, it's too obvious. Because if they put an apple with an apple, me and you, let's say comedian wise, right? 2 comedians.
Yeah.
Well, comedian you can't use because
they're paid the same, huh? We have female comedians and male comedians. Are they?
No, women
They're
are paid
not?
way less.
I don't know.
Way
what?
less, yeah.
What?
Because you have to be funny to be
Men
a comedian.
are paid less?
Women are paid less.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Women are paid way less in comedy,
I don't know
and
why
it
I
should
look
be that way.
relieved. I'm not.
It should be that way because they're not as funny. I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
You
I didn't
paid-
get. No, I was just like.
No, I'm joking. Women get paid
didn't-
like let's say if you're at a club, the bordel, you get paid the exact same.
Okay.
But comedy is not a good, just like acting, it's not a good metric because that comes to a lot of self stuff. So let's say you have the big stars, the women, the biggest stars in Quebec, let's say that are women. I can't, like Poseidon just started doing open mics. He can't compare his money to Christine Morancy. Christine's a mega star. Christine's going to be an even bigger star.
I love her so much.
Me too.
Everyone loves her.
So, of course, she's going to be making, but it doesn't mean that but that's more personal because it's what people like, is if you're good and stuff. That's more of a meritocracy when you make it a certain level. So that doesn't count because anybody, like a woman could outsell me by 1 million. I could outsell another man or another woman. That doesn't matter because it's opinion based. But more of like, I don't know, let's say, it has to be I was about to say bartender, but women are going to make way more money than men.
Yeah.
Let's say a project manager. There's no cap for women. There's no cap for women. It's how you negotiate, your experience, whatever the company wants to pay you. You just have to be a better negotiator. Most jobs where you see the big difference in the negotiation. That's what this is what they say. I'm not in every negotiating room, but the women aren't willing to negotiate as hard. They're not willing to risk it. And when they do lifetime, there's a gap there where men are making money when women aren't. The pregnancy is one of them.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of years, even if you're making the exact same money, you're going to lose money because you're not making during that time, right? Plus, there's also the hours put in. Men put more hours in working than women do in general
Okay.
because they're willing to risk their social status, their social life for what in their head they believe is a bigger social thing, like owning their own business or doing. Women are not there's some women that they'll work 100, they're like, fuck everyone, I want to do. But most women in general aren't willing to sacrifice that, which, like I said, if you look at statistically, the ones that don't sacrifice it, generally, it works out better for them in the future. Same thing for men. If they sacrifice too much, sometimes it's not worth the risk.
Yeah.
Because then you end up, you're like, fuck, I have $1 billion, but it's just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a thing I was reading about women who did the whole business first thing, and then they were in their 30s. They were saying how I don't need the social. I'm going to do this. I'm going to become a fuck guys. Like I'm going to become business. And then in their 40s, they had the regret. They're like, I'm too old to have kids. I fucked it up.
Oh, fuck.
But men do the same thing because men get to a certain age and you make a certain amount of money where you're like, if I meet anyone now, there's no way it's because of my personality. But I know guys like that.
Obviously not.
I know guys like that. So we're, as humans, we have that defect is we go too much in something and you could risk it all. But what I'm saying is, for the wage cap thing, there's nothing stopping. You could argue women don't make as much money, but there's nothing stopping women from making that much money, apart from, let's say, themselves, if it's the same job, like podcasting. There's women podcasters that make way more money than me. Call Her Daddy, what was it, $160 million their deal?
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. They're fucking better negotiators. Their show is huge. They didn't take food off my plate. They know what to do. They have their market. They do it well.
Exactly.
And the girl made a killing. She signed up to Spotify after Barstool. Made her, what is it, $60 million, I think?
It was a shit ton of money.
Yeah, it was like a $60 million contract.
Name drop me the top 5 podcasts in the world.
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Rogan?
podcast is by opinion. I would say...
No, I mean grossing.
Oh,
money.
grossing? Well, Rogan, obviously top. Tim Dillon, Call Her Daddy.
Okay, she's in the top 5.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's one of the biggest podcasts.
Listening to it.
Yeah, it's money-wise. I know the biggest money-making podcasts are Rogan, Tim Dillon, Andrew Schultz, because of the Patreon, and Call Her Daddy. And I don't know what even the 5th one will be, but it would be a huge distance from the top 4.
Yeah.
Those top 4 are in a different... We're talking about $60 million contracts, $100 million contracts.
Yeah.
What's Tim Dillon's Patreon on now? $200,000 a month.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so those are crazy. But again, those have nothing to do with men, women. Those have to do with the people listening. So if you're entertaining, and people like that medium, so more and more women are getting into podcasting now. Not just doing it, but listening. It was more of a men thing for a while. Talk radio, all that shit. Now more women are. So because more women are listening, more women are making podcasts.
Yeah.
So more women are making money off podcasts.
Exactly.
But there's no barrier. There's no stop. There's no, like, Apple's not going to be like, we have enough lady podcasts.
But when you think about that, especially in Quebec podcasts, I mean, I'm still a neophyte in that. I don't know much about that. I just know about the podcasts I've been on. I'm sure most of you people, it's mainly men who listens to you.
We have some statistics.
We look at sex oral. It's 90% women that listen to them.
Well, you
women.
know that some months, and I've discussed this, I have 80% women over men.
Shut the fuck up.
We're going to talk about this after. I'm going to bring up the stats. And I had a spike in women on my YouTube for a while where it was more women. I was like, the fuck? And then it started to balance out, and then it always goes, but I'm getting more and more women viewers. Yeah.
That's so nice. Good for you.
I don't know if it's good or bad. Whoever the fuck wants to spend money on live events, tickets, which is mostly
They're
men.
hard-ass fans usually, I'm
but
sure.
it's mostly men that like to go to live events. Did you know this?
I mean, I'm biased because I see what I see, but
you
I
see mostly
feel,
dudes, obviously, but
I feel like maybe women don't have the initiative of going more than
there's
than
different
men,
reasons. I'm not mad. I'm just saying, again, these are statistics. Like if you say, oh, how come women aren't at concerts as much as... No one's stopping them from going. There's no gap. There's no feminism needed. It's just they don't want to go or they don't have the initiative. What do you want me to do?
Exactly.
I'm not stopping. Like I know for my show in the summer, I'm waiting for a journalist to ask because we have the show at I have a few shows, but the Nasty show in French, the Rebelle.
Yeah.
It's a nice lineup, right?
Yeah.
Well, originally there was women in that lineup. I never stopped any. My goal was just who's ever funny.
They're nasty.
The first girl that I put on canceled last minute. She didn't think she has the right material for this. Okay. I was like, fine, I still like her. Second girl was too busy. But all my guys that are on there, for the record, are busy.
Oh yeah.
All the guys.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Max Martin is doing that same room the day before he's doing his hour.
Oh, you're telling me this show I'm going to be at is the Nasty Show?
Yeah,
I didn't
in
even
French.
see that it was the Nasty Show. It's Nasty Show in French. C'est quoi, le show dégueulasse?
Les Rebelles. No, that's why, because that's what they wanted, and I go, we can't say that.
That's actually awesome.
But I'm saying there's
Max
no women
Martin
on the
fits in
lineup.
that description, that's for sure.
But there was women originally. One canceled last minute. The other ones, there was always which I'm just saying. Christine was too busy.
Okay.
Christine was one of the I trust me. I reached out to all the people that I like, all the people that I find reached out. But I'm saying if someone looks at it now, they're gonna tell me, how come you don't have women in there? It's like, listen, the first person I hired, like I had locked in, was a woman. She canceled, but the first person was so it looks like, oh, can women not do this? Can women not at all? I had 6 women that I went to. And all had different reasons not to want to do it. I'm not mad at any of the reasons. What I'm saying is I went to them.
Still people are going to say what
But still people are going to look at it.
Yeah.
I know, and they're going to be like, how come there's no women?
Yeah. I saw the roster and it didn't even cross my mind. But now that you say
but
it,
it's also, you're into comedy a lot. But I went, of course, I didn't care whether you're a man or woman. I thought I have perfect people for this that are good for this. And some just couldn't do it. That's whether they're busy or whether they don't think the material's good enough or whatever the reason is. I went to them. It had nothing to do with, I never said I need guys. It never even came. The only, is my special guest that's there is the only one that I locked in that had to be there from the beginning. But everyone else was who I find funny, who is going to be good for the show. That had nothing to do with men or women.
Also, I would just like to reinstate something that you said earlier. It's the
Yeah.
way they calculate things as well. Because if you calculate, like the example we gave earlier about women making the median of 80,000 and men making 42,
Yeah.
even though there's way more men, if you calculate what the men make, it's fucking $2 billion.
Yeah, because
As opposed to-
there's
Yeah,
49,000
yeah.
of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
you calculate what the women make, it's 40 million.
Yeah, it could
which
be
is
deceiving.
a drastic difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? But anyways, yeah.
But
it
if
was
we
just to
calculate,
reinstate.
but if we calculated like that, like you said,
Yeah.
you could argue that sweatshop workers that make 10 cents a day, if you take all these billion people, make more than us.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But it's-
exactly.
but it's not- I
That's
don't
why
want-
stats is important to do it the right way.
Yeah, but I don't want to make sweatshop salary. Trust me.
Yeah, obviously not.
But there's a billion of them.
Yeah, exactly.
So no, it's. But all I'm saying is for the way I'm willing to step in and say something if I know that there's like let's say we have a festival and we're all doing 15 minutes and then Christine is paid $500 and I'm paid $1,000. Then I'm willing to be like,
Yeah.
we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Then I'm willing. But to be like, I don't know, Pantelis made $10 million and Christine made $1 million. Pantelis did 300 shows. Christine
Yeah.
did 4.
But that's why.
I'd be like, well, that's why though.
You
It's
cannot-
not. It has nothing to do with the gender. That's what I mean. So I'm willing to fight when there's a real fight. Like I thought for years, because I'm a fucking retard. I thought for years women would just get paid 30% less. Like I thought you go to a job and if I make $10, she's making $7. That's what I thought. That's how they made it seem.
That's how they make it. They make it
Yeah.
seem.
I
yes.
believe it. And then I was
cannot
like-
believe that people can play with stats that
And
much.
I was like, wait, that's not even. Then I started to realize, like, well, that's not even legal. Like legally, you can't. Like legally, someone's gonna be like, no, bro, this is
Yeah.
the job. You can't fucking do that. In North America, I don't know about the rest of the world. And I was like, what the fuck? And then when I saw how they're calculating the stats, they go, it's a lifetime, and then they don't calculate what the men do versus what the women do. I was like, this is deceiving.
I didn't know it was a lifetime thing.
It's a lifetime thing.
Okay.
It's how much women are going to make during in the workforce and how much men.
Just with the pregnancies, it makes sense.
Just with it, but also the type of careers women go into. Like what I
Yeah.
told you before, for years you have all these years statistics of secretaries and receptionists, and years of CEO, builder, police officer, whatever you want, teachers, let's say, but none of those equate. There's never going to be a situation where a teacher is going to make as much, even if there's 1,000 teachers, they're going to make as much as even one CEO sometimes, depending on what the company is.
Yeah.
So of course it's going to be like, look at this man, he's making so much money. Yeah, but he's a CEO of a company that makes microchips that goes around the world, and you're a school teacher. There's nothing. The school teacher to me is more respectable. I prefer the school teacher. However, money-wise, that's how much a school teacher makes. That's how much he makes. What the fuck do you want me to do about it? That's all it is. No one's stopping you. If you want to fucking manufacture microchips, manufacture some fucking microchips. What do you want me to tell you?
So do you think that all this would make no sense in a few years because of course women have higher education right now?
Yeah. That's what I think. That's going to shift a lot of stuff.
You think time is going to solve the whole thing? Even if you think there's nothing to solve, but I
no,
think
there
there's
is something.
to solve.
There's something to solve because there's still legacy issues.
Yeah.
There's still stuff that like maybe women could do as good as men, but are scared to get into because it's new to them. So there's legacy stuff that's going to change. So even comedy, for a while, more women were more scared to get on stage
Yeah.
because men were.
For obvious reasons. Have you seen what they endure when they go on
No,
stage?
What do you mean?
Just on social media, they get so much like show your tits and stuff. Like
that I
on,
haven't
on the
s-
scene.
yeah,
on
that I
on
haven't
stage,
seen.
They get so many weird comments, and then online they get so many dick pics and stuff. They just
Okay,
are
dick pics, yeah.
sexualized so much.
That's true.
and
They are,
that's
but I
why
haven't
they're
seen
afraid,
that
I'm sure.
in clubs. I haven't seen that. The only thing I've seen in clubs is the meanest people to women in clubs are normally female audience members.
really?
And this is
Every
more
female
than.
comedian I met have their weird men.
Oh, you're gonna
story.
have. But I have weird men stories too. But I'm just
That
saying.
they're sexualizing you.
Well, men have not sexualized me, but I'm just saying, weird is weird. So we're all gonna have some weirdness. Women, the reason why they weren't as much in comedy wasn't just because they were scared because men were gonna sexualize them. Even if it was a crowd full of women, it's because in general, statistically, men learn to be funny younger because socially it helps them
Yeah.
to fight instead of physically fighting. You could be funny. You could do so. They have practice for years, and then they use it. Oh shit, I can make money off this. And then whereas women, the way women fight with each other when they're younger is a bit more mischievous, very much more devious. They don't use the same tactics. Funny isn't going to get them out of trouble.
Yeah,
But
true.
men, it is.
That's a very good point.
So that's why there's more male comedians. They've been doing it for longer, since they were younger. But as far as like, let's say right now the bordel and shit like that, like I watch women go up, they're funny. I haven't seen so far one time someone say something sexual to a woman or anything like that.
Okay.
But what I have seen, especially in English, was I remember I had nights and I would book some girls to be some of the comedians that were on there, that were in the scene. And I remember seeing 2 in a row where, so there was I'm talking about the time when I booked Winnie's upstairs, Karina's.
Yeah.
So there was a group of women in the front. They were middle-aged, like cougars. Like cougar,
Okay.
I'm saying cougars, but the moms, like fucking, they were maybe in their under 50,
Okay.
between 40 and 50.
MILFs.
Yeah, well, they weren't all hot, but they were
Okay.
in that age. And every time, like, I was hosting, I'd go up, I'd do my thing, I'd bring a comedian, everyone was happy. Every time a woman would come on, and there was 2 or 3 women I had on the show, you could see the body language. As the woman's coming on a presenter, they would put their arms and go. Now, I asked the female comedians about this, and they told me this happens all the time. There's a weird dynamic. When women see another like woman getting attention, whether it's internal
shit.
and like, why is she funny?
Really?
Why? But men also have another thing that we don't talk about. Some guys get uncomfortable when their girlfriend's laughing at you too much, even if they came to see a comedy show.
Oh.
If the girlfriend's like, "Did you hear that?" Whatever. Some guys, they don't like that, but it's not. They're not doing it on purpose. It's a weird human nature thing that we don't talk about.
Yeah.
It's a weird,
It's very weird.
it's very weird, but it's just because they're like, wait, it's my job. I should make her laugh. Why is he making her? That's a guy. She's looking at a guy. Because laughter's power. There's something weird, but
Oh my God.
but that's what I'm saying is you don't talk about this. We
Yeah.
don't talk about that's fucking weird.
I never even heard of that, but
Yeah.
that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
They kind of unhealthy relationship, but still.
Yeah, it's
it makes
completely
sense.
unhealthy.
Yeah.
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 It
But it's not
is-
every person. But we're gonna take these anecdotal things, and then
Yeah.
make
Generalize them.
generalize. I'm not generalizing because most people just have fun, but you're gonna have these people that they'll look, and it makes me laugh. If I
my
see a
God.
guy cross his arms because his girlfriend's laughing, it'll make me laugh more.
Uh-huh.
I'll be like, what a fucking, he's trying to fuck his girlfriend. I don't even know who you are. I'm just saying the joke to everyone.
Do you think it's, for example, the Cougars? Do you think it's because they feel a competition with another woman on the stage?
I
do you
can't
think
tell
that
you.
It's because they were so receptive to a man on the stage because they were kind of fangirling?
I can't tell
Because
you
I have
because
those two
because look, I
theories
was
right now.
the night that I'm talking about, I was not famous. I was very not super young in the game, but these women didn't know who I was.
Okay.
So there was no like, oh my god, it's Pantelis.
Okay.
None of that. I can't tell you because I'm not in their head, and I'm not a woman, so I don't know what the fuck happens. I could theorize, but I have zero idea as to why they did it. But I know that it happens. I know that I've seen the comments. I see body language, like I'm looking from the back, and then I'll say, "Oh, a woman's getting," and then I'll see it's the women first that'll close up because they'll be different than they were when there was a man on stage.
Who fucking crosses their arms in a comedy show? I never understood that.
But it happens. And then the ones that notice it, they'll be like the women that notice it will say something like, I don't know what the fuck. But it's just weird. Why do we sabotage ourselves, right? You'd think that the woman would be like, yeah, a chick or whatever. And some women will be like that. Some women will be like, it's a woman. I'm going to support the fuck out of her. Others will be like, it's a fucking, just like Greeks with Greeks. Some Greeks will be like, it's another Greek. I want to do well. And others will be like, fuck this guy. Fuck
oh
this guy.
my, people.
Yeah, but that's what people are. Yeah. But in terms of wage gap, the way me and you thought it was, in North America, it doesn't, no one's stopping anyone. No one's stopping a man or a woman. But lifetime, there's certain jobs that make more money. Your job, for example, is not a lifetime. You can't do your job till you're 80, let's
No.
say. But while you're doing your job, you're making way more money than some of the biggest comics I know.
Oh yeah.
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 But I can't.
They can keep going their whole life.
They can.
I cannot. I'm a hockey player.
But that's
I
what you're
cannot.
like a hockey. So example, hockey player is another great example. But so I can't go out and complain and be like, I'm entertaining people. Sonia's entertaining people. How come there's a gap? Like, bro, it's a different fucking job,
Do
and
you
it's
blow
risky.
people, motherfucker?
Yeah, and it's risky, and she has a limit. There's a limit. So you also, just like a hockey player, you have to think of other investments. Like I had told Hélène for buildings and shit like that.
Yeah.
You have to think about other investments because like a hockey player is a limit, and then you still want to be getting money from somewhere. You don't want to be an old whore. Like there's nothing fun about a 7-year-old hooker.
Oh, no.
But you took a risk. Again,
Yeah.
you took more risk
Oh,
than
yeah.
I did. You take risk every day. You
It's
don't
only
know.
yeah.
It's only risk.
It's all about risk.
But that's how it is. That I can't compare. Like him sitting there, he can't be like, bro, you know how risky it is to produce this podcast? I should be making that money. Bro, are you kidding me? Like, it's not, he wouldn't say that. He's not crazy. But it's just, every job has its own risk reward factor. And they don't factor that into it. They just say men, women. Yeah, but what job is the man doing? What job is the woman doing? How many hours is the man working? You should take it, if you take it into a circle, then you see that there's a gap. But the gap isn't because they did the same job. The gap is because they did completely different things. And one did more hours than the other in a different field. That's what it is.
I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah.
I'm clearly going to read and watch a lot about that.
I'll send you some videos too.
Yes,
they're easy to find. I'll send you some good videos. And it's not a thing that I like to debate because I don't think there is a debate. I don't think it's like, there's no way. There's nothing.
But everyone take that for granted, the wage gap. Everyone think it's a thing, just like racism is a thing.
Well, racism is a thing.
Yeah, of course. But wage gap was a thing in my head when I came in. Now I'm not sure anymore.
But it depends how you define it. There is a wage gap. More men make more money than women. This is true. But not because but it's the jobs that they do. It's kind of like saying, like you, a high-end professional escort is making more money than podcasters, let's say. Yeah, but it's more complicated than that. The podcasters are not risking what like it's a whole different thing. So if you go simple, men and women, there's a wage gap. If you take their money in a lifetime, yeah, more men are going to make more money than most women. But now let's start looking deep into it. What did each do? That's what I like to look is. I think a problem in a wage gap would be if me and you do the same job and we get paid differently. To me, that's a problem. Yeah. But as it stands now, well, no, that's not the issue. The issue is that the jobs that the men are doing are paying more than what the women are. That's dictated by the market. That I can't do anything about, and I don't want to do anything about. I'm not going to say that, okay, the secretary needs to make as much as the CEO. Then no company would exist.
Exactly.
There'd be no money.
Yeah.
So it's just the way it works. Yeah. And if you're telling me more women are becoming secretaries and more men are becoming, let's say, CEOs or whatever the fuck it is, well, that's the reason. So turn. Yeah. Go into what pays more. Yeah. And then we're not going to have this issue. But unless they're doing the same thing, if there's a secretary man, a secretary woman, same exact job, and the guy's like, they're going to make $1,000 a week, she's going to make 700. That I'll speak up against. Yeah. That's crazy to me. But that's not what's happening.
I thought that was what was happening.
I thought, but that's the reason why I'm not insulting you is because I'm you. I thought for my whole life, I kept hearing that. I thought that's what it was. That's exactly what I thought was happening. And then I found out that's illegal. Yeah. It's completely illegal. Yeah, you can't do that.
Good thing.
And then we're going into completely different factors. So like, I'll give you an example. Now you just said for the podcast thing. Yeah. First of all, it's not even the factor of danger now. It's the fact that I will never be Pantelis. You understand?
Oh, like yeah. The podcast is even different.
You know what I mean? So now we're going into stuff
entertainment.
Like entertainment. Now we're going into why does this guy make more than? Well, you will never be.
You'll never be. So, for example, they try to bring this up. They go, there's a wage gap in Hollywood because I don't know. Kirsten Dunst was paid $2 million for her role. Brad Pitt was paid $11 or whatever. Tom Cruise. But do you know why? It's not because of man. It's because Tom Cruise is going to sell the tickets. All they want. All this is for Hollywood. All it is think about it like stocks. The companies. Every movie is like buying a stock. So what they do is they go, how much do we need to spend in order to make the maximum money? Yeah. They go, okay, if I'm spending $30 million or they're making $100 million, I got to make back at least 200 to pay it off and then some. So that's how they calculate. So they're going to give Tom Cruise $20 million and they'll give, I don't know, Kirsten Dunst, I'm just saying $5 million, not because she's a woman, because she's going to bring this amount of tickets statistically, because all her movies sell this much, and Tom Cruise is going to bring this much. That's all it is. Because he's Tom Cruise and she's, that's all it is.
Same thing for male and female sport.
Same thing.
Teams. But I said sport. We're off to with Pantelis. You know, it's a big thing.
But it's good that you said that.
It's the same thing. It's exactly, you could apply the same rules that you just said to.
But the wage gap, the women, they argued this in the States. The national soccer team, if you want to bring that up, the U.S. soccer team, the most nonsense thing. So they were arguing that they weren't making enough money as the men. They go, we should be making as much as the men do. But the men bring in billions of dollars in advertising.
Makes no sense.
So you want to laugh even more.
No one knows the female teams.
So they were making, the soccer team was obviously making way less than the men. Yeah. But then when they looked at percentages, this is the best thing. They were getting a bigger percentage of the profits than the men were. But the men, it was so much higher, the money that was coming in. You get it? That's why they were making more.
Yeah, of course.
So they go, you're already making more than men percentagely. You can't make more than men number-wise because you're not bringing in the same amount of money. Yeah. It's impossible. Yeah. We only have a pie of 10 million to spread out together. The men have a pie of 100 billion because everyone on the planet is watching this. Yeah. And then they go, well, we're just as good. So they should watch
No,
us.
I
Two
don't agree
things.
with that. That makes
Number one, you can't
absolutely no
force
sense.
anyone to watch.
Yeah.
Number two, you're not as good because that soccer team went and faced a team of 16-year-old boys and they lost 16-0. So I'm calling everything out. I'm calling everything out today. Yeah.
Oh my
It
god.
doesn't make any sense. St. Elizabeth Warren on June. Yeah. Well, 13-0. Okay, my bad. Yeah. So no, it's the sponsors don't pay as much.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the women's basketball, the WNBA complains we don't make as much as the men, but the WNBA only exists because the NBA is subsidizing them because they lose
Yeah.
money every year.
Yeah.
You can't expect to make like Mike makes a lot of money doing stand up or podcasting. Mike has more people listening and more people going to his shows. I can't have a show with 200 people and be like, this is bullshit. How come Mike's making so much money when there's 1,000 people there? Because there's 1,000 people there. That's why.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 fucking people, you dickhead. That's why. So this kind of argument, because they add this to the wage gap thing, I fucking hate it when they say this.
Yeah.
They go, how come
That's
men...
the worst example you can give sport, of course. Even worse than Hollywood when you think about that, because no one is watching that. I cannot even, like, I know a little bit about sport, but not a lot. I cannot even name you one team, Les Canadiens
There you go.
in
It's not
hockey,
for
just
women.
because I'm Montrealer.
Yeah, Rapinoe, she's the worst, bro. The worst. The captain of the U.S.
it's a
soccer
woman?
team. The captain of the U.S. soccer team. Ugh, this woman. Ugh, she pisses me off so much. She's the one who started it.
I can't find, but look, I remember. I think men. Fuck, what was the percent? I think it was like 8%.
Yeah,
The men
Of the
men's
profits?
soccer, they make 8% of the profits.
of the World
Whereas
Cup.
opposed to women's made 19, I think.
Yeah.
19 point something.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
made-
but
they made almost double.
but 19% of $10 million is way less than 8% or 6% of a couple of $100 billion.
Yeah.
So they were getting mad that the men were making more, but it's like you're not thinking straight. This money's not coming out of thin air.
Yeah.
There's a budget basically coming in from the revenue. You're not selling as many tickets or ad buys or any of that. So how the fuck do you want us to pay you this? That's what boggled my mind because they were like, it's sexist. It has nothing to do with sex.
It's
If you
not
sell,
sexist.
they'll
They
pay
make
you.
a bigger portion. Do they make a bigger portion so people shut their mouth? Like with
just-
No, they make a
That's-
bigger portion,
yeah.
so it's reasonable, so they can live or
that's
whatever.
just so people shut their mouth in
Yeah.
a way, because if they were paid even less,
But
than
people
the
didn't know
percentage
this.
that they make.
When they complained that they weren't getting paid enough, people protest like they should get
Yes.
paid. And then the truth came out, and I'm like, so a lot of people like me were like, wait, hold on a second. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? You get paid more of a percentage. You want more of an actual dollar amount? That's impossible because the money's not there.
Also, I think as women, we're never too good with mathematics. So,
Oh, that's exactly that. I wish they would say that in their press conference.
No, but it's stuff like this. But these are the arguments online that piss me off because, like, guys, you're fighting over nothing.
Yeah.
These are a few opportunists that are trying to rile people up, trying to rile women or men up to either fight or argue this and that. But if you look at it objectively, it's complete nonsense. I can't look. If I have a budget of $10, there's no way I could pay you $1 million. I don't have it. Whether you want it or whether you deserve it, I don't have it.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. Sell more tickets, you're gonna get it. You know?
Exactly.
If I start an OnlyFans right now, I don't think anyone's gonna sign up. But even if
I think a few people would sign up.
even if 10 weirdos sign up, I can't complain and be like, yo, this is bullshit, bro. Sonia, why? Because she's a woman? Because she's a fucking woman? It's crazy. Just me arguing that would be absurd to be like, yeah, bro, she has fucking X amount, thousands, hundreds of people that sign up. That's why you have 10 weirdos. She has a couple thousand or a couple hundred people that are legit. That's why she's making more money.
Yeah.
They want, objectively, they want her more.
Exactly.
They're willing to pay.
Yeah.
No one wants to,
And
they're
it would
going
be
to pay
so
you to
weird
put your
if
shirt
your
on.
OnlyFans, for example, I made 80% of my earnings on OnlyFans. It would be so weird if you had 90% of your earnings because
That
you're a
would
man.
be weird.
That's
a-
the same fucking thing.
Yeah, that would be weird. If they did that, then you're like, okay, there's a problem. But that's not what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
That's not at all. They're just the same thing. If you start a Patreon, they're not going to take more money off you. You're going to pay the same percentage I pay. It's no one's stopping us. We could do whatever we want. It's just there's some stuff
It's
that
a
pays more.
non-problem.
Yeah, it's there's some stuff that pays more. But the only now that's why they're arguing. The new problem is they go, oh well, then how come we need to do something about women not going into those traditional male fields? But the truth is, unless you force someone, women and men will always lean more towards something. It's just the way it is. Do you like monster trucks? Do you like cars and play?
Yeah.
Do you like that stuff?
Yeah. I like
That's
I like
rare.
Anything that's violent and crashing. And,
That's rare. Most women don't like that shit.
Okay.
And you're also, you see, you have a male trait of liking the violence and all that. And you're
I have a
also,
little man in me. That's
you
for
do
sure.
have a little man because you take big risks to make your money. You take a risk, which leads to more money.
Yeah.
Same thing with men. Not all. There's some men that are very avert to risk, but the ones that take the most risk, like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to risk my money. I'm going to risk
Ellen,
this.
oh my God.
Ellen
best
takes
example
risks.
ever. She took
Ellen
the
fell down and
biggest
broke her
risks.
back.
She broke her back.
Yeah.
The gummies, just the UCAM
Yeah.
thing when she showed her boobs. It's all taking risk. It's all just going with, like, taking it in. And she's millionaire right now because of that.
But she could have fell flat on her face.
I cannot even. Yesterday, I opened fucking Facebook for the first time in my life. I had a Facebook. I know I'm 20 years late, but still, Ellen pushed me to start
Yeah.
she was like, if you start
Facebook page.
if you start a Facebook page, I'm gonna repost you, so it's gonna give you a jump start and everything. I was like,
Yeah.
I cannot refuse that. So she really wanted me to have a Facebook. I've been on it for not even 24. Now it's been 14 hours. I have one. I hate people so much.
Are they
just
writing
because
stuff?
people are so mean to her. That's the kind of risk
Oh,
she
yeah,
takes.
I've seen
I cannot
some
even
shit,
believe
yeah.
she has everyone can just. She has notification of all these bastards DMing her.
Oh,
on
I don't get
Facebook.
notifications. I have to go look.
I took them off, but she's been having that since the beginning of her controversy. She just gets notifications of all these. I cannot deal with that. I could never be Hélène Boudreau. Yesterday I understood. I could never be Hélène Boudreau.
But she's making her money.
Yes.
She's risking, she's taking the abuse. But men, traditionally, all the shit they would get, that's the kind of fields they would get. Women, when they were secretaries they would have to deal with sexual harassment, but they wouldn't have to deal with another dude trying to fuck him over, yelling at him, telling you're a fucking idiot. They wouldn't talk like that. It's a bit rare that a guy, they would try to fuck their secretary, but it'd be very rare that someone, you're a fucking dumb bitch. It was more rare that would happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, the abuse, but she's willing. She's taking that abuse. It's risks and then there's rewards.
Yeah.
There's no one stopping you from doing anything. Like I said, you could be a podcaster, you could be a comedian, you could be whatever.
I'm gonna be a podcaster.
I've been waiting for that. No one's gonna in the first world. The third world, different fucking story. Some of these broads aren't even allowed to talk. So don't bring the third world into this. Like if anybody's like, well, in China, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying here.
Example.
I can't control.
Yeah.
Here that.
It's two worlds.
Yeah, two worlds. So yeah, no one's stopping you.
So compare apples with apples. That's how we're asking. Like everything we talked about for the last, I don't know how long.
But
compare apples.
But
with
they
apples.
won't because I already know the arguments. I know people always come. The same woman is going to come and say the same thing. She comes all the videos and she can say, "Well, what men don't have the pregnancy, and what about this? And why should a CEO make more?" But that's a personal thing. If you're the CEO, you decide what you want to get paid. You decide you want to go to it. If women, show me an example of a woman who has her own business, who the government came in and said, we're taking an extra 30% because you're a woman. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Be good at what you do what you do, you're going to make your fucking money. No one's stopping you anymore. Take risks. So that's, or don't. Some of the risks are stupid because not everyone makes it when they take risks. That's why I'm saying is sometimes it helps not to take the risk and have a healthy social life because it's the most important thing is to have a good family around you. Like whether it's your friends, or, it's very important because at a certain time, I'm not going to podcast. At a certain time, you're not going to have the OnlyFans. At a certain time, you're not. And then what do you want to be, alone? That sucks worse than anything.
It fucking sucks. No matter how rich you are.
Yeah, even if I give you $100 million, you're like, you know what? I'd rather have $1 million and have some people in my life than all this.
Yeah.
So don't risk too much just for that number, money. Because you're going to reach a point where you don't need all that money anyway. You're never going to spend it. Try your best to be cool people and
balance it.
Balance it out.
Yeah.
Something we all have to learn, Poseidon.
It's a beautiful moral.
Poseidon's chasing that million.
Keep chasing.
Sonia, you're going to give me your links when this is out. People are going to sign up to your Facebook page. Your only fans.
Yeah.
Where do you want to direct them? Where's your Instagram is where you're mostly active.
Instagram is where I post every day. I post way too much on that. I'm always very active on Instagram. I don't know what Facebook is going to be. I guess it's just going to be a copycat of my OnlyFans on my Instagram.
It makes sense.
But OnlyFans is clearly the platform where I want people to go. And I have a lot of your people on that.
A lot of my people?
Yes, because
the
when
Greeks?
when they gay...
when they're gay, is that what you said?
When they get on my OnlyFans, they have a message saying, if you tell me where you heard from me first, you get whatever nudes, like exclusive nudes.
That's so cool.
So I had a lot of your names on it.
What?
I even had some of your people, not the Greek people, your crowd.
My fans?
Yeah, your fans. Seeing me for the first time on your podcast and coming here to book me.
Well. Somebody owes me some nudes, people. You got Pantelis nudes exclusive. So do you have
your
different...
people are naughty.
Are they naughty?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Are they crazy?
No, my folks is already...
They're not dangerous?
No, they're
They're
good
passive,
people.
right?
Yeah,
They're
I
good.
never had problems
That's what I want to
with
hear.
your fans. Never had. They're very respectful.
Nice. That's what respectful fans.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. So do you have, now I just have one question. So let's say when they say, I heard you from Pantelis, I heard from this, is there exclusive content? If you heard me from Pantelis, you get this photo. If you heard me from Couple Ouvert, you have this photo. Do you do that or no?
That'd be awesome.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Couple Ouvert, I'm still trying to get on their podcast. I met Thomas Levac at Alain's shows. And it was kind of awkward. I don't think I'm gonna reach the Couple Ouvert goal.
No, he's not.
Actually.
He's just Thomas is a well-known weirdo and sexual deviant. He's just like that. No, he's fine. He's just, if you don't know him, it might seem weird, but he's fucking fine.
No, I'm used to weirdos in general.
Yeah.
Instead that we had some kind of miscommunication at the show.
Oh.
I was telling something about like my finger. It's still weird, but I'm sure you saw.
I
was
saw.
at the emergency for a while. My finger was like.
Swollen.
It was so big. It was super swollen, and I went to Alain's shows right from the ER to there. I spent 2 days at the hospital, and then I went to the show. And we were talking about the fact that I went to the ER with my client because I was during a call when it started to swell. So I went with my client who was stoned on MDMA.
Oh God. A Poseidon
At
moment.
the ER, we were talking about that, and then Thomas started to say, "Oh, I have a podcast that we tell stories about bad dates and stuff."
Yeah.
And I didn't even let him finish his sentence because I was kind of on a high of adrenaline at this moment, and I was like, "Yes, I was supposed to get on your podcast. You ghosted me on Instagram."
Oh no.
And I didn't realize he wasn't inviting me to his podcast. He was just telling me write to us bad dates. And when I realized that, I just like wanted to just dig a hole and bury myself.
but
in
you'd
it.
be a good
so
guest
I
on
was
that.
the weirdo. I think I would.
Yeah, you'd be a good guest on it,
But he
especially in the
ghosted
studio.
me,
Oh fuck. I'll talk to him if you want.
I don't blame him for that at all. Like,
They do it right here,
ghost
next door.
people all the time. Yeah. That would be a podcast I would love to be on.
Yeah, that's a good
I'm
podcast.
going to Les Fallopes.
That's
very,
Preach.
very soon. Yes.
Preach
with
and Mélanie.
Yeah, Preach and Mélanie.
That's a good show.
Yes, and a few others that's coming. I'm going on TV as well.
Tout le monde en parle.
In August. No, I wish that tout le monde en parlerait. No, it's called Sex and Techno. It's on
dance?
TV5.
Oh, TV5.
It's just something on TV. You're just
Do it.
going to talk about the Lovable project, so it's amazing.
And Les Fallopes you're gonna have fun. Melanie is a big
Yeah.
big like supporter of like liberal, like everything. Like
Yeah.
people do their fucking thing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure we're gonna get along. This podcast is one of my favorites as well.
You're
so
gonna get along
it's
with
gonna
her.
be awesome. And
You never met her.
I met her. Yes, I met her twice at the Bordel.
But I mean, you're gonna get along with her for sure, 100%. I
I'm
guarantee.
sure. I love her with all
Yeah,
my
yeah.
heart, even before like chilling with her.
And, and she's fully bilingual. I don't know if a lot of people know this.
I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. She speaks English well, not like she knows 3 words. Like she's perfectly She
Oh.
speaks both languages.
Wow.
You see?
I learned
Impressive.
something.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
So they could have another podcast in English, both.
They can actually do another podcast in English now that I think about it. Yeah.
The Fallops.
The Fallops.
The Fallops.
Sonia, thank you so much for coming. It was fun.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I like hanging out. It's rare now because we hadn't seen each other at the bars, at the clubs, because it's been so crazy. Every time I come in, I do my set and I leave.
Yeah.
But
we're going to see each other this summer, that's for sure.
Oh, dude, there's so many shows.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks to you. Thanks. I always love to go on your show.
We've built this prison cell 'cause we can't trust ourselves.